Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Vampire the Masquerade New York by Night. This is lucky episode number 13. And as we mentioned, we actually have a little surprise for everybody via Elvish Dame and her brother, Austin Knuckles. He wrote us a theme song, and then Elvish Dame did the awesome work of putting together a little intro video for us. So I wanted to introduce the intro video first before we get it playing. I'm going to switch over to that now, though, so definitely give it a look. It is super badass, and the song is awesome. So gonna get that started.
Thanks, bros.
Speeder were muted.
All right, now to actually get the game started. Who was muted?
Nope, we're
I
good
can
now.
hear people.
Okay. All right, now to get the actual game started. Let's get some music running in Roll20.
Got it.
Nice. All right, so as usual, we're going to go around a little bit and hear from all of our players just a little bit about themselves or what they're doing next. So, Felix, go ahead and tell us what's up in your little world.
Bonjour, I play Felix Cote. Well, from the last time, really what's sticking in my head is talking to the little Lord Ephraim. I'm completely jostled about talking to the Spirit Master. Man, he definitely terrifies me, but I can't seem to find Aisling or what has happened to Daniel.
Nice. All right, and Roland?
Well, I believe this week I'll be meeting with a certain lowish high-level Setite who might have some information for us.
And Angel, what are you up to?
I got a bunch of shit going on. Either the prince is fucking some stuff up or some werewolves are fucking some stuff up. I'm not sure. I got a cell phone that I can kind of use just to follow up on, and I'm going to follow up on Infotech. It's going to be great.
And Nate?
Like Roland as well, I'm going on this journey to extract information from this Viper. Hopefully he comes willingly and we don't have to resort to any drastic measures, but we are going to get what we want from this setup.
Sorry. And next we will have Kim.
I was helping Angel and Felix in trying to investigate Jeremy as well as the leader of the company we were going to go to, Envirotech. And I was going to try and see if I could use my status in the community in order to get an audience with them. However, I also had a vision while I was sleeping that Daniel, the Zamisi that we captured down in the sewers and gave to the Tremere is either in danger now or will be very soon. And so I called Felix about it, but as of yet, we don't know what's going on there. So we're going to try and figure out where Daniel is, as well as what's happening with him.
All right, and last but not least, we will have Ike.
Organicos. No, I am going to have a bit of a chat with my Lasombros about various things happening around the city. I'm going to check in with my homeless friends, meet up with them, see if Claudia has anything new about the whole Setite problem, and I have a couple other plans for later in the night.
All right. So let's see. First of all, I think everybody is close to the same time in the evening. Roland and Nate are together. Felix, where are you right now? I believe we last left off with you. You'd been speaking with Kim, I think?
I called him on the phone.
Mayhaps.
I called him on the phone, was like panicked, and was like, all right, we need to talk to Daniel. Where is he? Is he okay? And he was like, I don't know. So
Jessica.
yeah, I think we're just waiting on Aisling to get back to him there.
Okay, right. Felix is going to be going and try and talk to Lord Ephraim. Okay, so, sorry, I was trying to fix last minute things on the computer. So, does anyone want to go first? You're all kind of a little bit, got your own business going on.
I'll do it.
Okay, Felix wants to go check out Lord Ephraim, at the Chantry.
I volunteer a sacrifice.
Alright, so Lord Ephraim is not usually a member at the Chantry of the Five Boroughs, the one you go to at the nearby college. He is actually the regent of Kenilworth Chantry. It looks like a large apartment building, but it's a mix of apartments and offices, but the section of the Chantry that is reserved for actual Tremere and all is set off aside, so it's more like a collection of rooms that, have a larger foyer and hallways and stairs going up and down, that sort of thing.
So, do I need to do anything Tremere special to go, hey, bonjour, I'm here? Or is it
since
just...
you have been initiated into the chantries of the city, like it was a few nights ago, a few episodes ago, and after that's taken care of, you'll be given information on how to also go into all the other chantries. So you would understand, very similar to this one, there's going to be kind of an open area where people can congregate and even like humans can come and meet Tremere, common areas, but to actually reach the inner sanctum of the chantry itself, you'll have to like go up a special staircase, and there's like a door with like a passcode, things like that, and there's otherwise wards that would keep humans and unwelcome people at bay.
So I go up the place, the stairs.
Yeah, there's like a long winding staircase that leads to a kind of unassuming door, but it's got a little keypad on it.
Keypads, my ultimate nemesis. I key in the number of digits or letters or whatever it is.
Hieroglyphics.
Click, click, click.
So after you hear some mechanical locks moving, and it even sounds like sort of like twinkling, which you would recognize as not just mechanical or electronic. The door opens and you're welcomed into a large common area, sort of like the college, except the college looks like a college common area. This one looks like one more for kind of luxury apartments. Sometimes have that foyer area with lots of couches and some plants and tables. It's got some books scattered around. Just looks like a cozy place that anyone could, spend a little private time. What's up?
Is there anyone in there?
At this time, you see just two people. There's like an older looking gentleman. He's in a nice suit. He's sitting down with a book. And there's another like maybe 30-year-old looking young woman, like long dark hair. She's just off on her cell phone facing away from you.
Okay. Well, I'll walk in and go, oh, I think this is the wrong room. And then start to close and just actually walk in. Just like, they give that pause like, crap, and go back inside.
The older gentleman in the suit is going to look up briefly at you, but then just return to his book. Sort of the same with the young woman. She'll turn around while she's still talking on her cell phone and just go back to what she was doing.
Right. So the joke will leave you with me. So are there labeled directions, or am I pretty much on Wonderlow? You know what? I'll take the first right.
Sure. So there are a couple hallways. There's one to your left and one to your right that actually look like they'll lead to more places. But straight ahead, there's a couple doors that look like they lead to separate rooms. So you're going to the right?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm wondering, and right. I'm looking at any places I can openly walk to until someone says no.
You wander around, and there's plenty of doors. A lot of them aren't necessarily clearly labeled, but some of them actually have nameplates next to them as if they're somebody's office. And if you wander further down this hallway, it'll open back around. It'll look like it's kind of opposite of where that center room was, and around there's going to be two doors opposite sides of the one wall, and they're going to have symbols on them that you recognize as sort of representing one is like a library and one is more of a ritual room, place to actually perform things. And then there's going to be two large, like a double door in the middle that looks not so much fortified, but it's got like metal etchings and a lot of more decoration to it.
Okay, well, seeing how they're giant doors, it's probably not Lord Ephraim, so I'll go in the library.
Alright, so you wander into the library, and this one's very similar to the one at the Chantry of the Five Boroughs, that it looks like it can't have that much space behind it, but it's very large inside, though not as large as the library in the Chantry you're used to traveling around. This one looks more like a private college's library, 2 or 3 floors, and each floor, so wide by so deep that it's got, several, maybe a dozen bookshelves on each.
Okay, I will explore around and see if there's a big spirit section. I just kind of want to see if it's, just kind of scope it out slightly. Mm-hmm. But elsewise, is there anyone in there of interest?
It seems pretty quiet in the library at the moment. If you spend some time wandering around, you will find a section for spirit manipulation, and this one's going to be close to the same amount of books as the other Chantry, but you're going to notice some books that actually look a little more advanced for someone who would actually be studying it. So it seems like the main Chantry has a basic selection, whereas here in the Kenilworth Chantry there is much more advanced, older books.
All right. Good to know. But can't get distracted. I will go back out and go right back to the lobby and just find another random place I can just wander.
Alright, so you spend more time wandering around. If you go in and out of different doors, you're just gonna find more small offices and little places. This place does not seem as busy or populated as the main chantry. Eventually you might open up an office door and there would be, say, a young man, maybe mid-20s, at appearance-wise anyway, sitting behind a desk, and he'll look up at you. Yes, hello, can I help you?
Oh, yes, hello, bonjour, etc.
Bonjour.
You wouldn't know where Lord Ephraim is?
He's in his office. You must be new here. And he's gonna stand up quickly from his desk, come over, and offer you a hand.
Give me a handshake.
Marvin Holland. And your name was?
Oh gosh, I probably should write that down. My name's Felix Colt.
Well, welcome to the Kenilworth Chantry. You, new to the city?
Yes, it's been about 2 weeks, 3 weeks now. Something like that. I don't even know what today is.
I think I'd heard, Aisling mention something about a new person to the Chantry, and Felix sounds familiar, so, as I said, welcome to Kenilworth.
Oh, there must be another Felix. I don't. Yeah, that's me. But thank you very much. So what do you do?
Oh, I'm essentially the glorified accountant lawyer. I take care of a lot of the paperwork for the chantries here in the city.
That sounds like a very important job. I'm sorry to disturb you.
It's alright. I had an oddly light evening today, mostly just getting some paperwork sent out. And he'll give you a little wink.
I winked back.
Okay, I'm gonna say I think Felix might at least have the inkling that Tremere are very good at getting paperwork done in a certain way and kind of maybe lost in the system. Yeah, so that's what he's gonna kind of just give you a little wink.
Yeah. I've accidentally read some of those and like, this is useless. I would never learn something like this. And he's like, oh, hello. Yes. Those things. Yes. Yeah.
Yes, Lord Ephraim. He'll be in his office. And he'll explain how to go. And it is actually the two large doors. So if you need anything else, please feel free to stop by. If you ever need any paperwork taken care of.
Thank you. I tend to avoid this stuff.
I can entirely understand why.
Thank you for your time. And of course, he's like, as he's going out mumbling, of course it's the giant two doors. Of course, the most intimidating doors in the place. And
Okay.
he'll head back there.
Okay.
And he'll knock on it.
Alright. You knock on the doors, and it sounds kind of booming a little bit. Like, it sounds like the room behind it is probably pretty big. And you just hear kind of a squeaky voice from inside. Come in!
He won't fiddle with it, but he'll push on it like he's gonna get a lot of resistance to open those doors. You know, that kind of push. But
They swing open pretty easily, and you even see some of like the metal and gears on the outside move and twitch a little bit, but it'll start then slowly opening as if some force was opening it the rest of the way on its own. And inside you'll see a very large, finely appointed office, you know, nice oak furniture, plenty of tables and desks that seem like they're more decoration than necessity, more nice plants, nice carpet, and you're gonna see at the very far end of it a oversized desk, it seemed, for Lord Ephraim's height. Lord Ephraim as a reference for everybody since he came up long ago. It's about 4 foot nothing, and even his features have lent him the nickname Imp, although never say it to his face sort of thing. And yeah, so he is sitting in a large sort of throne-style chair, red velvet, and he just looks up. He's wearing a very more older style suit, like a kind of Victorian style. And it has, like a little hat off to the side on his desk, and he looks like he was just writing notes, but using a fountain pen. He looks up and squints for a moment, but then gives an awkward, impish smile. Yes, I remember you. Felix, correct?
Yes, sir. That's my name.
Come in.
Yep. He'll come in and, are there, like, the chairs in the front,
Yeah, there's, like, a couple, like, opposite the desk, and then more lounge seating, like, throughout the office that other people could sit in or have, like, small meetings.
Right. Felix will not sit because that would make him even more nervous. He likes the standing. So he's going to just kind of go up to one of the chairs and just kind of rest on the side of it. And he's like, hello.
He'll set his fountain pen down and just sort of steeple his fingers together. How may I help you, my lad?
Well, I had 2 such interests. One, I heard you're, one of the best spirit manipulators around.
He has a bit of a prideful, little weird smile on his face when you say that. Well, I do pride myself on having researched much and gaining a good understanding of it. I believe you told me that it is your interest as well?
Yes. It's been my only interest for a long time.
Oh, good. Tell me more.
Well, I've been wandering around these northeast states and even around in Canada and just finding graves and spooky places and finding, wraiths.
You're going after wraiths directly?
Sometimes they're the most interesting, I think. I try to avoid the specters. Those are the ones that always try to hurt you.
Yes, they can be quite dangerous. I try to avoid them myself, although it's not always easy if you go trouncing around.
Yes, they really territorial. That was a joke. I've found my knowledge is out wandering to be limited without further source material.
Oh, of course,
so
of course.
I find myself at your company with this.
Oh, yes. Well, I'd heard that you'd been staying some time at the main Chantry, the Chantry of the Five Boroughs, and it's good to see you here, though. We definitely have a far better selection of material in that way.
I took a quick look, and I could definitely tell.
Good. Are you thinking of staying here, then?
Well, I mean, I could. I also wanted to inquire something else as well that's been kind of eating at me.
Do tell.
So I was in the sewers was it 2 days ago?
Probably look closer to 3 or 4 at this point.
Okay. About 3-4 days ago, I think it was 4. And happened upon, I believe they called them the Zemisi.
Whatever were you doing in the sewers and wait, you came across can you back that up a moment and explain again?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Aisling has the species, so I just assume. Sorry. Yes.
And he seems to stop himself from asking you more.
Yeah, of course. Well, I heard. Well, I found a ghost who had been injured from the sewers. Something very supernatural in its origins. His hand kind of melted like wax, or his arm melted away like wax, and well, not just his body, but his whole spirit completely in disarray from whatever he'd seen or encountered. And well, I took it upon myself and then some others, but to take a look. So I sent down a scout, if you will, first,
Yes.
but scout didn't come back, so I went after the scout and found some interesting things, included very angry, I guess this would be fairly mutated rats. And, well, eventually someone banging their head against a metal pipe that ended up being a Zimisi. Or Chizmisi.
Jimmy, yes. Okay. And you see him like start to fiddle with his fountain pen, not nervously, just that little like.
And Felix is like, oh, inner politics that I didn't realize I'm getting myself engaged in.
Right. You said that Aisling has this thing now.
Yes. The guy had a jar of dirt.
Well, yes, that befits their kind. Felix, dear boy, I would very much appreciate, I think, if you were to become one of the local boys here in the Kenilworth. I think there's much I can teach you, and you'll definitely stride further as a spirit manipulator here than at the Five Boroughs.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that compliment. I'll definitely have to think about that in general.
Yes, well, do.
So, I guess that kind of goes away from the other question. I was trying to figure out where the guy ended up. The Sizmisi.
Yes, I'm afraid I was unaware of this to begin with, and I have not spoken with Aisling especially recently, but I could reach out and see what the dear girl is up to lately.
Oh, I haven't seen her around the other gentry, so I was wondering. I'm sorry to disturb you.
No, not at all. As I said, I'm glad you came by. It was good to get to meet you again. We don't get as many new faces around here as you might think.
I did not know that.
Yes, all the visitors always go straight for the Five Boroughs. Ours remains a bit quieter.
I see. It's a very nice building.
Thank you.
Pretty. Did you decorate yourself?
Oh, no, I don't have an eye for these things. I hired Toreador, of course.
Oh, of course. I think I might actually go visit some of those books if I can. Might stay for some time of this night, if that's okay with you. Maybe not. Could be different.
Yes.
I could stay at the I was planning on staying in the library if I could.
Yes, of course.
Research some.
He's gonna jump out of his chair, and you're gonna see like most of them disappear, and it's just gonna be about like his head behind this really large desk, and he'll come sort of wandering around, and reach out a hand to you, and it's gonna like kind of pull out of his already short sleeves to shake your hand, and once more as you go ahead and are you gonna shake his hand?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So as you shake his hand, he's gonna once more, very like looking you straight in the eyes and smiling, try to convincingly suggest you stay at the Kenilworth, and it's gonna come off very, very convincing. So he's gonna say a couple bits of the 5 boroughs. That's like a community college compared to coming here for university. It's where everyone goes. It's where all of the young neonates stay. You seem very knowledgeable, and you have a specialty which we have more material for here. So I would just really hope you consider it seriously.
Oh, okay. Do you have a room I could stay maybe overnight?
Oh, of course. And he's gonna tell you where to go, not the room itself, but to go find a young woman by the name of. Hold on, I don't have her name. Okay, Irene. So he's gonna tell you where to go to find a young woman named Irene who will get you set up.
Okay.
Alright, that can mostly get downtime, but, we'll come back to you, but, we'll downtime that. Felix is going to take care of that, and then also, go check out the library some more. Let's see. Roland and Nate. You boys, you are going with Claudia and 2 new kindred you met recently, Byron and Mark. And you are all planning to meet up to go check out this apartment where a Setite or someone who works for them lives, to possibly squeeze out information. Yes.
Did we ever get the name of this low-level Setite, ghoul, whatever he was that we were investigating?
His name is Warren Wells, and Mark had, after he'd said his name, kind of chuckled and said, I know it sounds like a wasp's name, but when you see his apartment, it's not so much the case.
Gotcha.
Are we on our way there, or where are we
I
starting
believe
this off then?
you and Nate had gone off together to actually, because you had like a couple hours before everyone was going to meet. You were going to meet about midnight, and you two had decided to maybe go and practice some fencing with Clem until it was about the right time. Claudia had to go back to her apartment. She needed to pick up a few things, and after that, I think you were all going to meet back at Mark's apartment.
Perfect. Yeah. So where do you want us to start?
Let's start with you guys. Let you do some actual talking while while Nate is giving Clem another lesson.
Let me change the
Boy,
music.
you
sorry.
guys are quiet.
He kept looking like he was about to say something. It was in his face.
I was thinking about how I wanted to start this.
It's okay.
Well, Nate, I kind of give like a look over towards Clem. Hopefully we don't have to get our hands too dirty tonight.
I agree that it would be better for everyone involved in this if it went easy. I don't think any of us particularly enjoy having to go the extra mile here, but I'm sure all of us are more than willing to go to do what is needed to get what we need.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'd back down from doing it. It's Just hoping we don't have to go down that road.
Of course. No, I agree completely.
Now that it is just you, I, and Clem, this Jamisi thing, what's your stake in it?
I'm sorry. How much would Nate know that Roland knows about his past? Does it really ever come up between them, or?
No, we've never talked about our past.
Okay, good. Just establishing, making sure I hadn't had that conversation before. Roland, what exactly do you know about my participation in the war?
To be honest, I know very little even about the war and what anyone's participation was.
When the war had started, I was a ghoul and subservient to the Zamisi. I was one of their little better than meat shields to them that was thrown into the fray in order to protect and serve the Zamisi so that the elders and the actual kindred would be able to escape. Basically, I was nothing to them, simply thrown at the Camarilla as a wall to buy them time. I had no loyalty at all to the Zamisi, and that is when Claudia found me, and let's say we had a discussion, and I gave her everything I knew. I have a lot of bad memories and fondness about the Zamisi and what they have done to me, and would like nothing more than to repay their kindness.
It just seems like you're... do you blame all of them for this, or it just seems like you're kind of... You heard that there were some of them and you're going after them. Do you even know if they were in the war?
They're Sabbat. Through and through, the Zamisi are Sabbat. That's one thing they pride themselves on. That's one thing that is certain about them, is they are indoctrinated. They are all about controlling. They are the thought police. If there's anything you know about one Zamisi, it's that if you've met one, you've met them all. I don't mean to be closed-minded on this, but you don't know them.
I don't. That is fair. I have no real, even deep understanding of them or what they do. It's just that I don't know. You just heard that their clan was there and that you would jump head first to kill them. I just wanted to. I have your back. Whatever you decide to do, I just wanted to figure out why you have such hard feelings in this.
I've endured what it means to be under a Zamisi, and wish that fate upon no one ever again.
Alright, say more. I was just going to explain that, Clem's just kind of practicing her forms in front of Nate and waiting for him to, occasionally give her, good or fix that.
Yep, I was just going to say, actually, when you talked, I completely forgot what I was going to say. So yeah, it was no, you're good. It was going to be something small, like I understand or something along those lines.
That's fine.
Alright, so you guys continue talking, continue giving Clem a bit of a lesson. Maybe Nate even gets to talk to Clem a little bit more as a person and not just a pupil. Do you guys want to keep talking? I am trying to move you along.
I mean, do you have much to talk about? Is there anything you want to ask Roland?
Not yet, but probably soon. But yeah, we can continue at the night.
Right.
Yep, I'm okay.
Yep, so that continues for a little while. Midnight starts to creep up, and Claudia will even text Neat saying that she's ready and she'll be heading back over to Mark's apartment to gather the forces and asks if he needs a ride or anything in particular.
Nate would look at Roland. Do you want to drive, or Claudia's offering to give us a lift?
Do I have a babysitter for Clem, or no? Is everyone out of the house?
Benedict and O'Connell are still gone.
And what day of the week is it?
I'm pretty sure you guys are on a Saturday night, so club will be open and bumping.
Clem, I'm not quite sure if this is something that we should have you tagging along in. How do you feel about staying here?
That sounds okay. You guys aren't gonna be long, so I can just stay down here if I need to.
Yes. Roland will walk up to. I'm assuming.
I'll just remind you, since it's a Saturday night, Tina, Lucille, Caleb, and Thor should all be upstairs. Lucille, the Malkavian socialite. Tina, your other socialite, but more of a go-between for anyone who needs things. And then Caleb and Thor being your bodyguards.
For sure. I'll go on to Netflix and put something on for her. Clementine, the Lucille, Tina, they're down in the club. If you need anything, you know where to get them.
Okay. She asked to watch Spawn for like the third time since it got added to Netflix, which was recently enough. Such a good movie.
Spawn's on Netflix, guys? Shit, I'll be back.
Shit, guys, cancel it. Let's stream it.
I dropped everything. That's what I'm doing the rest of the day.
Does it still hold up?
I love it. And John Leguizamo as Violator is fantastic. But anyway. Alright, so you guys get that settled, get Clem a babysitter, or at least someone to check in on her, and are able to take back off to Mark's apartment. Alright, once you arrive there, you will see that Claudia has already arrived as well. I forgot to get pictures from Mark and Byron, but I'll get those next time.
Alright, so it's just Mark and what is the other guy's name? Byron. God, I keep having Bruno in my head. I know it's wrong. So Mark and Byron and Claudia, there's nobody else who's shown up to this?
Nope, just those three and you two.
Alright, so he says, looking at the three of them, what exactly is the game plan? How are we approaching this? I hope one of you guys have at least an idea of how we should approach this.
Yeah, and just as a note, you'll see around them, each of them have a small set of potential firearms. They all look like they're sizing them up, trying to decide which they should take first. You can even see just in their eyes, they're trying to weigh, should I take the bigger stuff for better protection, or something smaller that's more easily concealed? Claudia's even like weighing between like a rifle and a pistol, and Mark just kind of gives a half smile. Well, I know where the guy lives. I don't think he lives with anyone. I've checked into it recently, but he has people come by every now and then. I didn't really get to case much earlier tonight. Just a quick look. It looked like he had one person in his apartment. We can go, wait. There's a couple different options, and he's going to look between Byron and Claudia, and Claudia's going to weigh this out for a moment before Mark speaks up again, saying, I do have his phone number, but I don't have any business with him at the moment, so I don't know if that would actually give us away or give us a better reason to potentially be in the area.
Sorry, I didn't. Is it Have they said if it's apartments or a house yet?
Apartments.
Okay.
Well, what exactly?
If Roland asks like for more details, he would explain that it's a lower income apartment building. It's gonna have small apartments and many of them, many floors. It's gonna have the typical kind of fire escapes up and down the sides. Windows probably easy to get into if you try to go that route. If you get in the building and, you know, just want to head straight there wouldn't be any security, probably not even any security cameras, so moving around won't be too hard.
What exactly does he do for a living? Is there any? I mean, you said you can't think of any reason that we contact him, but is he?
He's a ghoul to the set tights. I'm sure he does whatever they ask him to, and knowing them, it's probably pushing drugs, pushing whatever they need, making contacts, finding stray women on the streets that are willing to do whatever for a place to sleep.
We could simply say that Roland has something to deliver and claim it on some behalf of said business of some kind, leave the details particularly vague, and make sure that he's home there awaiting us.
Claudia's gonna nod a little bit and go, that could work. She's gonna look at Roland. Did you get any other names, or have you only dealt directly with Dominic?
I only deal with Dominic, but I'm not sure if I understood. If he hears my name, we have to kill him. That's a must.
Claudia's gonna rub her neck a little bit and think it's not necessarily out of the cards.
I mean, if we want me to be semi-safe, then if he hears my name, we have to kill him. If anything, I could just be at the door and say I'm there to drop something off for Dom.
That could work too. Essentially, you have 3 plans ready. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C. We should have someone maybe take a back route, try to assess the area as best they can. Someone move in as though they are already visiting someone else in the building, you know, not suspicious at all, just in the area. And then also have Roland nearby if we need an out for getting in the apartment or getting near this guy.
Sounds good to me.
I have no objections if Roland has none.
Alright, well, besides Roland, that leaves 4 of us, so how about 2 of us, 2 of us head in as if we're just visiting the building for any standard reason, and 2 of us take to a back alley, try to, you know, find some information that way. She's gonna look to Mark and go, you actually know the building a bit, so maybe you 2 should take the back way.
Sorry, was she saying that to us or was she saying that to them?
She turned to Mark and said, since you actually know where the building is and have been around there more than any of us, maybe you should take the back route and try to get us information if you can.
Seems like the best option.
And are we interrogating him there, or are we going to a place a little bit more secluded?
I'd say that depends on his willingness, doesn't it?
I'd agree with that.
Understood. Well, let's...
Though, that does bring up the point. Where is our someplace more secluded? If things, you know, escalate.
You'll see Claudia, Byron, and Mark just like give a quick exchange of glances, and Claudia's just gonna give a half smile. Might as well use the warehouse. Referring to the warehouse where the rant had happened previously.
Well, it's secluded enough. That sounds perfect.
Alright, I think we have our plan. Claudia's going to grab a couple pistols and put them in side holsters she has under a large leather jacket. You'll see Byron and Mark decide on the larger weapons in that case.
Nate will be visibly not armed, but have the 2 knife bones sunk into his arms.
Are there any other guns on the table?
Oh yeah, there's a few around.
Can you describe them?
There are a couple more standard pistols. There's another rifle. I'm always bad with my calibers, but a pretty standard caliber rifle. And then one smaller semi-auto.
Semi-auto pistol? Semi-auto rifle?
Pistol.
Roland will not take anything.
Okay.
He has his hatchet, but he's not taking any guns.
Gotcha. Is
Well-
Nate going as Philip?
Seeing as, I mean, the rest of them can't really disguise themselves, that it would be best if he went as Nate, mainly so that Philip's not associated with the rest of these people.
Alright, I think that wraps up that scene, or that scene, and we'll come back to what you guys actually find at this other building. We're going to take our first little break, and when we return, we will check out Angel, Kim, and Ike, what they've been up to. So who wants to go for the first AMA? Felix and Roland. Alright, so we'll start with Articus as Felix, as we always do. We're going to have a close to a 10-minute break, AMAs. So go ahead and ask Articus as Felix Coate any questions about his character. Anything you want to know.
Hello, my little wraith and wraithets. Ask me anything. C.S. Graham asked, everyone always asks what you're drinking. Nobody asks why you're drinking. That's because I'm an alcoholic. So...
There's a vampire game that could ask who.
No. Why do I drink? It helps get into the kind of the mood. Usually maybe about 2 drinks, and that's about all I
This is
need.
Felix's music.
I couldn't find Felix.
What kind of music is it? I might
It's
actually
pretty far down.
might have my Felix
There we
playlist on right now. Let's see. What is my theme? Now I'm curious. Let me unmute myself.
It's a nice little spooky.
Creepy. Alright.
Oh, you're a spirit manipulator.
Oh no. It's very like him wandering in the sewers kind of music actually. With the little drips, almost like drips where the drums are hitting.
Mhm.
I like it. Let's see. Zabani asks, how do you like the intro? I think the intro was magnificent. The music has a great build up to it that kind of leads into that whole guitar riff while kind of leading you into on the 1 second notes in between each section, making, pictures come in and out, in and out. I think that's wonderful. I'm not very much good at the music major kind of steps of it, but it sounded very ear appealing. Let's see, StorytellerSpira asks, what do you think of Kenworth? It's very fancy. Very, very fancy. Of course, a Toreador helped clean this up. Because, we can afford those things. Whatever a Toreador costs. Which is probably not necessarily money. Actually, I wonder what do they do cost. That's something to inquire. Yes, very fancy. Of course, the giant doors were his. He should have guessed, but he wanted to go, maybe there's smaller doors just to make it awkward so people, when they have to come in, they have to crunch down to go through. Because that's what he would do if he was smart. He would totally troll them that way. Very fancy. He's too used to college dorms, so now he's like, this is really outside my element. And yes, etc. CS Graham asks, after 2 drinks, I feel sufficiently French Canadian. I guess I did say that, didn't I? Well, it's actually gotten really easy just to drop into this accent. It's not as bad as it used to be. Like, I had to practice like an hour beforehand to get the voice down and ready and pat. Now it's just second nature, kind of throw it around. So it just gets everything loose and everything. Very unlike that other night where we did the anime characters, which was just, I don't even know what I was doing. It was very fun. Check it out. It might be on YouTube. Let's see. Chard asks, if Felix had an emote, what would it be on Twitch? The Tremere one. There's a Tremere one, right? Is it like a Tremere icon? Let's see. I don't know. Let me look at the icons real quick.
I think it should be like a small little like cartoon of Candlestick.
That actually would be very wonderful. like Candlestick nibbling a piece of cheese. I believe that would be the all cute aspect that you'd be going for. It's I don't know if anyone else has asked anything, so I think this is a good transition point.
Yeah, alright. So next up we will have Char DTY as Roland Jacobs. Go ahead and ask him questions about his character, and I will get his portrait up.
Ask away. Oh, if he had an emote, it would be his axe. No questions. And I love the new intro. That part, I know there's some discussion about the guy walking down that tunnel with the axe, but that fucking part is so good. So cool. I wish it was longer. But I love it. I love that whole intro. That song, when I first listened to it, I was like, okay, like I hear it. Then that fucking, and then the guitar riff comes in. It's nice. It's beautiful. Thank you, Zabani.
Spawny's always ready.
What does Roland want to do to Dominic, and why does it involve a foot rub? Because foot rubs is what I know, Graham. You know, you have to put a little bit of yourself in your characters, and I just know foot rubs. You know, he wants to drain him. He wants to fucking murder him in just like the worst way. If Roland pulls out tools to like torture this guy, if he has enough time, that's what's going to happen. If not, he's just going to do it. Like, it's not going to be a fun death for him. It's not going to be.
Double check we have our mature filter on.
I won't go into details. It involves murder.
Go into a little detail. Like, do a little bit of detail and then fade to black. Like, have the camera pans up to the window.
Have you guys ever seen Ichi the Killer? Where one of the guys has someone tied up and he's just like, do you think a man can rip another man's arm off? And then they take turns trying to do that to torture him. It might be something like that. Like, we might go to the realm of like, let's explore how that became.
Now, how much humanity do you lose when he kind of is asking for it?
That's a spirit question.
It's a tricky one. That's something that's always been really tricky in my books, because if you just go literally by the humanity chart, it just says if you do something like this, you should have to roll humanity. But certainly in situations of self-preservation, because it's usually supposed to be like actual like a planned Violence is why you would have to roll. So, but like, could you argue it's self-preservation because he's trying to use you?
Yeah, it's not like I just walked in there and was like, this guy, I want to kill this guy for no reason.
This guy.
Like, there's reasons for it.
Yeah, it's a little tricky. I think I would just have to wait until the time came to decide.
The real question is, how much humanity am I going to lose if we have to torture this dude? Whatever his name is.
Dominic? Oh, Warren, the guy you're gonna be going to check out.
Yes.
So it's kind of a roll per action. If it comes across to me that the torture is one session, that might just be one humanity roll. If it gets dragged out and you keep it going, or like you keep him around for a couple days, that's a little different. And should be back in 1 second.
Mike. Mike.
Yay! Cozy's back. Alright, so that looks like that wrapped up the questions. So that'll be the end of our first break in AMAs. We're gonna get back to it and check in with Angel, Kim, and Ike. Ike, you said you wanted to speak with your Lesombros and get some information out of them, I think.
A little bit of chores. Talk to the Sombros, talk to Homeless Network, talk to Sedite guy who I said I would do a job for to make some money, pick up my money from Claudia, wherever she may be. Yeah.
If you did that earlier in the night, which you already got your money from her, I believe. So you've got that in pocket.
That's right, yeah.
You were speaking with the homeless network to just keep an eye on the city, and yeah. So the only other thing was the job that Big Dog asked you to take care of.
He didn't give me one yet, did he?
No, I think you said you were. Yeah, I think you
I
actually.
said I'd text him and see if he had one yet. And then I do want to ask the Sombros a few questions.
Okay, so you went ahead and texted Big Dog, as you like to call him, but you finally found out his name was DJ.
He's Big Dog.
He's Big Dog. So you text him, you're just looking for some extra scratch, or if there's anything you can do to help him out since he helped you, and you're gonna wait a little bit to hear back from him. But right now, you are. Let me get your picture up. You are back at the Midnighters Garage, where Nicholas, Vince, and Dino fix up their cars and pretty much live. You've been welcome to stay with them for now, so you are welcome to come and go as you want.
So I guess I'll walk over there, doing the rest of my stuff in the morning. I'm still stuck in the morning, so... Right?
No, this is the same night everybody else is at right now.
Okay.
So it's heading towards midnight-ish.
I haven't done anything since I woke up at Claudia's place, that's why I was asking.
I thought we were going over tours for that reason.
Yeah, okay, so we're just gonna assume those are all done then. Sorry, I wasn't sure. Yeah, so did all the chores. I guess I'll walk over to their place, and I'll kind of walk in and see what they're up to. Probably working on their cars, I guess.
Pretty much. As a reminder, this is Vincent, and Vincent and Dino are the actual Lesombras. Nicholas is actually a Toreador.
Does Vincent go by Vincent? Vinny?
He actually will go by either. His full name's Vincent, but you usually hear the two of them call him Vince a lot.
Okay, hey Vincent, what's going on, man?
Oh, hey, Ike, what you doing? And you'll see him, just going through, like, a small toolbox.
Nothing much. Just had a fun last night. Stayed at a friend's house. Figured I'd come see you guys.
Yeah, you're always welcome, like we said. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay. Getting mixed up with some bad kids maybe. So I was wondering if you could give me a bit of advice maybe since I'm new to the city.
Dean will look up from where he is over by like a workbench and just be like, "What are you talking about? Getting in some trouble?"
Not too much more than usual, but just sometimes it's nice to know how big the fire is you're playing with.
Vincent nods along with that. I understand. You're new to the city and all that. So, what can we help with?
So, Sedites, fuck with them or no?
All three of the boys just sort of start laughing. I mean... And they look between each other. We know you look young. We're not gonna assume what you're packing as far as experience, but generally, yeah, you might want to leave them alone unless you got some reason for it and plenty of ammo to go with it.
Well, that makes sense. It just it kind of messed with a bit of a friend of mine. I was wanting to help out, so I was just wondering how closely I should guard my skin,
You're messing with a friend of yours, you said.
Yeah, just a friend.
Well, I mean, is it one, or are you talking about the whole clan?
I think the one, but like a little higher up, not a doorman, that's for sure, not a grunt. He sits on a throne. It's weird.
Vince is gonna awkwardly laugh at that part, the whispered bit about the guy sitting on a throne. And he's gonna, grab a rag and start kind of wiping his hands off and just shaking his head. I don't know what exact advice to offer you, man. We don't really know you all that well, or we don't know his friend, but I'm just gonna say, whatever you do, be careful around those freaks.
Oh yeah, of course. I wasn't expecting a key to your safe room or anything. I was just curious.
Yeah, you're good.
Other than that, have you heard about these Shemisi in the sewer? You heard any rumblings about that?
You'll see maybe like Vince and Dino kind of glance at each other and shake their heads, still almost like kind of chuckling since the weird joke you made about the throne. I mean, Spot used to own the town. I'd be more surprised if there weren't some floating around than if there are.
I mean, I haven't had a lot of contact, but I was led to believe that's usually where the Nosferatu hang out. That's not really I don't know, I heard that was like their domain or something weird. Sewer rats, essentially. No offense.
Nicholas will speak up and from where he's sitting at a nearby card table, just sort of playing solitaire with himself. And yeah, we'd heard they moved. Definitely weird, because sewers are where the sewer rats live. That's why they got their name. But we didn't really think too much of it. I don't really deal with them unless I absolutely need something.
Yeah, I was just curious, given our shared afflictions. I am a little wary of them skulking around here. I don't know how long they look for you, really. Do they still look for you? Do they care?
Our case? Vince, kind of looks at Dino and back at you, since they're the two Lasombra. Although Nicholas was a anti-tribute. Nicholas will give, a side smirk, be like, no, I haven't heard from mine pretty much since the war happened. I think he might not have made it out exactly. And fair enough for me. He's gonna look over at the two brothers, though, and they're gonna give a bit of a shrug and say, we're not really sure either, but, yeah, we don't know if we'll be hearing from him or not.
Well, I mean, you know, you never know if they're threats or if they'll go through with them, but the whole spiel of we'll hunt you down, we'll find you, and we'll kill you just for leaving, that whole, you know, no abandoning the cause, that nonsense.
Vince nods a bit solemnly. Yeah, no, I understand. We're just taking it night by night right now.
Has it been super long?
It's been about 5 years, unless they're really licking their wounds or, passed out in torpor. I don't know.
Sounds like good odds to me. I have one last question. I could, not to complain about your dirty mattresses covered in oil on the floor that you so kindly let me sleep on, but I would love to buy a room or a bed or something. How do you guys go? Do you just race for money?
Yeah. And, Vince will look a little bit awkward for a moment. I mean, we get a lot of money off of bets, we win races, I fix cars for people as, favors every now and then. We're pretty handy with them, and, whenever we need extra scratch, we find a way.
And if I need extra scratch?
There's gonna be a little bit more stiff-shouldered, not sudden response.
Okay, no, it's okay. How about this? How much did I get from... I'm sorry, out of character. How much did I get from Claudia?
With the money she was already gonna give you for your cell phone bill, which she agreed to for at least a month or so, and for the very fancy rifle, I think about maybe $750.
A high caliber sniper rifle goes for a lot more than $750. You're talking like $7,500. Maybe less. Black market. I don't know how hard it is to get high caliber weapons in New York, but
she would have given you at most $2K.
All right, we're knocking it down. Mommy said only $2K. That's fine. I'm gonna kind of pull out the wad of cash and give it to Vince and be like, well, here, put this on your next race then, for me.
He's gonna look kind of... You sure, man? Like, wait, on me or which one of us? We all take separate bets.
Who's gonna win, you or him?
Which him?
Vince or the other Lasombro.
So between the two brothers.
Yeah.
And both of them will laugh at each other, and then Vince, before Dino can say anything, just, fuck you, shut up. Dino's gonna chuckle a little bit. I won, or at least I beat him the last 2 times, and Vincent will cut him off again and be like, yeah, except for the 5 times before that.
Sounds like Vince is ready for a comeback. I'm just gonna give the 2K for him. Like, hey, don't worry about it if you lose it. It's called gambling for a reason. I'm fine.
I'll take good care of it, and I'll put it inside his coat pocket.
Alright, well, I think I have to... Oh, one last thing. Do you know anything about Envotech?
I think I've heard of it before. Some company in the city, but I don't know anything about it. Why?
I was just curious. The place was vandalized by some assholes, and people were asking questions, and someone offered me money to find out, so... I was just curious. That's fine, then. Hey, thanks, guys. I will see you in a little bit. I have a few other errands to run. And he's gonna kind of like just walk out cheerily from the garage.
They're gonna kind of feel a bit awkward, you just suddenly leaving, but the Vince is just gonna like wave, like, see Ike, you coming back before morning?
I'll try. If not, I might be dead. In which case, you can keep the winnings.
You got it. So where are you going next? I'm assuming you're gonna walk.
Yeah. I want to go check out some local late night ATMs and banks.
Alright.
You don't have to do that right this second. We can sit to someone else for now.
No, I would like you to... So say you're going to start wandering down the streets, but keeping an eye out for ATMs that are more not in, so direct public eye. Maybe like a smaller bank's got one like down a smaller street kind of situation. Give me perception alertness.
Hold on, first roll. Two successes.
Alright, so after, wandering for maybe an hour or so, just trying to find the best place to give whatever you're going to do a shot, you do find an ATM that is more out of the way. Like I said, it's down like a small street. It's part of a more independently owned bank. The place looks like it was probably an old house in New York way back when, back in the like 1800s, that's been converted to this old brick building. And if you just wait a little bit, you'll find this street completely empty at close to 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Actually, I did this out of order. I need to go feed now. I'm sorry, I totally remembered. I spent like 8 blood last time.
Okay. We'll come back to you then. I want to get Angel and Kim in here. So, Angel and Kim. Now, Angel did have a little bit of a trip to the Nosferatu he wanted to do. But after that, you two had talked together about trying to track down this Thomas Arturo. Are you talk amongst yourselves, if that's what you want to do, if either of your characters have more separate plans for the evening?
I think that our number one method of finding Thomas Arturo being just refresh my memory.
Yep, he is an affluent toreador in the city and an architect, and you found that he is connected to Envotech because he is on the board of directors.
Right. I think last time we discussed that I have Angel has literally no idea how to approach this guy, except he's a toreador, but you don't just go after someone because you happen to
I'm
share
toreador
a plan.
too. Yeah.
Oh my
went to the
god,
same
you're a
high
fucking
school.
Tory, I'm a fucking Tory. This is great. No.
I feel like it's a way more acceptable thing for Malkavians to do.
Are you kidding? That's how I start have my conversation with the Bruja. You're Bruja? I'm Bruja? Awesome!
Bro!
But that is what Bruja do.
Yeah.
They are definitely the one clan that's you could just do that with no worries or
So I think I personally have no idea how to approach this guy.
I was gonna try and see if I could come up with some pretext for talking with him on a professional level, since I'm more likely to get in that way. Just because I am the chief medical examiner at the hospital. I don't know if he's an architect though. I don't know what the fuck kind of connection I could do there.
I mean, you could just try and get into Invotech just across the board, and then maybe meet this Thomas Arturo guy.
Perhaps I
Build connections with the medical people that work there, because they do they do environmental science. I don't
yes, they
fucking...
do. They do a lot of environmental science and things like that. I guess I could try and discuss with them, but I would have to find actual biologists. I'm more of a forensic medical examiner, so I wouldn't. I look at dead things. Other people figure out things about the environment and living things. Like, we might understand a lot of the same stuff, but our jobs are not the same.
So yeah,
Give me. I know I want a wits roll. I'm trying to think of what could possibly go with it that would make sense. You know what? You have investigation, so go ahead and give me a wits and investigation roll.
Okay.
her.
Kim, definitely, and actually, Angel, if you want to, why not?
Alright, so I got 3. It's not bad. I don't know why it rolled 1 first. I must have hit the button.
Okay. So Kim is still debating. Did you guys separate? Because you were speaking in person. I don't recall specifically if you guys like.
I
no. Okay.
We
rewind.
kind of-
We met somewhere. Okay. There.
We were kind of planning on separating, but then I figured if we're having this conversation, it might as well be in character.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Okay. Go ahead and do that because I need to sort out something for Kim real quick.
Uh-oh. That doesn't...
You're gonna
Oh,
die.
no.
You're not gonna die.
Oh, wait a minute. Of course. So if you can't, I can always, like, I don't know, try to fudge it. I don't know if I can even do this with the patterns roll.
You can definitely do that too if you want, but
I
I
don't know
have
if that
some
would
information
help.
for you.
Okay, well then I'll wait.
Wait, you have lore of patterns?
Shut up. I have Malkavian lore of patterns. Get out of here with your demon bullshit. Alright. Yeah, no, I think I'm not exactly sure how to approach him or even necessarily what to say when we do. Asking him, hey, do you have werewolves in your basement doesn't seem the most prudent course of action.
I mean, you know, it might work, I guess.
Oh, it might work. I'm not sure how well it would work for us. I could always mention that I have some. I don't know how that would.
For Kim, you would have racked your brain on what kind of contact or who could you go to start even asking how to get in contact with Thomas or how would it make sense. And it came to your mind that Nathaniel is still in the city and he is a bit more of an affluential kindred and is a research scientist. A medical researcher. So while he is a doctor, he actually does more time researching and conducting trials and things like that than working in a hospital. Angel, I would say that you did realize that you don't know if it's the best connection, but your sire is a Toreador who's been in the city for a long time.
Yeah, but see, like, I'm avoiding talking to my sire because I think she might have been holding secrets from me.
I know, so that's why I said on a 1 success, you just kind of went, oh, there is my sire.
I love that he's so simple. I love him. Alright, well, I have an associate of mine that I could contact. I just have to come up with some pretext as to why we're going to go talk to them at all. He does a lot of biological sciences and things like that. So he is a medical doctor, but he does in fact do a lot of research with that kind of thing. I just had dinner with him and another colleague the other day. So, but I could try to get in touch with him, although I'm not sure exactly how much to tell him or what to do. These are in, but I don't want to just like abandon him by the door like a ticket stub. So
And you know, we do have the other pathway we gotta follow, you know, with the what's his name, Jeremy. And I got this phone, so like I definitely like. I already have something that I can do for the Nazis to pay for this, and like maybe they can throw in some infotech information too, because I don't feel like this is too difficult of a thing for them to do, and like
Expensive, more like.
yeah, I feel like fucking tech nerds. I feel like they basically have this in the bag, so I might be able to finagle a little bit of information about infotech out of it too.
Yeah, we should do that first before I contact Nathaniel, and then we can try to see what we can get from that in order to come up with some pretext for visiting.
I mean, I got my car. You can go now.
Yeah. Do I have like work I need to do right now, Spira?
What was that?
I mean, I always do. Do I have like a shit ton of work I need to do right now, or can I go with into the no suit?
You did rush work because Fargus had yelled at you, so you actually kind of got ahead. So a little trip probably wouldn't kill you, as long as, you know, your sire doesn't come checking back in on you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Alright, so Angel gives Kim a little ride down to the Cloisters Museum of New York, where it is a lovely little museum of medieval history and art, underneath which the Nosferatu have moved since they needed to flee the sewers, as our characters have been recently finding out. So after the long and winding trip that, for Kim, I'd like your impression because you wade through human muck all the time, but you're gonna have to go through actual sewers, and it's grimy and smelly, and you can hear rats everywhere.
I mean, I don't know. I have my hands in intestines full of fecal matter all the time, so like it's gross, but whatever. It
Yeah, but
washes
having
off.
your feet in it is completely different.
That is true. I mean, I'm still wearing my gross doctor's scrubs and like doctor shoes, so it's gross. But I'm like, eh. It's seen worse before. That's a lie, but I don't care.
Alright, so after the long winding trip down into the sewers, or not into the sewers, but through sewer like hallways and pathways down to the antechamber of the Warrens, which, as I've explained before, is an antechamber that's been dug out of the stone underground. There are little pathways and little conclave areas, and you see a mixture of Nosferatu skulking around, some running in and out of these holes looking just like giant rats.
Do any of them pay us any mind?
Sorry, what was that?
Do any of them pay us any mind?
No, as usual, they might look towards you, but they're going to leave you alone until you approach one of them.
I mean, so what did I do last time? I came in and did I approach somebody?
Yeah. Although if you give me perception alertness. Alright, so you look around, try to catch anyone you might have seen before, and you don't see him right away, but you hear what sounds like you might think Crid, because he doesn't have as scratchy a voice as some of the other Nosferatu.
Do I see him? Like,
You would
I
hear
kind
it
of walk that direction.
like forward and leftish, so if you like go looking, you'll find him.
Yeah. Hey.
He'll turn around, and Crit, as I've explained before, is terribly ugly for a human, but not as bad as most Nosferatu. So he looks up. He had been bent over speaking to another Nosferatu. I think you were the one who met Gemini, or was that somebody else?
Gemini, refresh me.
Split face.
That was Modi. Modi
Okay.
met her.
All right, so you would see Crid speaking to another Nosferatu. Looks kind of feminine, more by like shoulder, neck, like thinness, but otherwise still terribly ugly. Her face looks like it was split down the middle and then sort of fused back together, and there's a giant scar running up the middle. She doesn't look like she's super short, but she's definitely like kind of bent knees and hunched over. But Crid, after he hears you, turns around with a big smile on his face. Hey, Angel, what can I do for you?
I just got some tech work I might hopefully be able to get done.
Yeah. He's gonna turn around and whisper something real quietly to Gemini. You don't know her name yet, but that's who it is. And and he'll grab you by the shoulder, about to lead you off, and then notice Kim. Ah, you brought a friend.
Yeah, hi.
This is Kim. She works up at Mount Sinai.
He'll reach out a hand that's like mixed, furry, warty, and just kind of wrinkly, and shake yours if you put it out.
I don't like being touched.
He'll wait awkwardly for a moment, but when you don't,
So just kind of nod to him.
he'll pause again. Yeah, sure. And he'll awkwardly put his hand in his coat pocket and just nod for the two of you to follow him.
And I will follow.
So he'll lead you into a conclave, or a little area like you've been in before. It's got some desks and some paperwork and things like that. What are you looking to get done?
So, got this phone number, or this phone, and there's a certain phone number that's been calling this phone. I need to find out where the person that phone belongs to is, because they're up to some shenanigans.
Alright, seems easy enough. He'll put his hand out to, mean to take it from you.
Yeah, I'll hand it right over.
So it was a bit of an older style flip phone, which makes him just immediately laugh, and he just flicks it open with his thumb and starts, not doing anything in specific, just kind of clicking some buttons and going. You can see him like clicking through contacts and things like that. All right, yeah, you got the number itself, what date it was, anything else to work
I mean,
with?
I feel like I asked. I was like, I said, hey, which one is it?
Yeah, they would have given you the finer details of the exact number, and then they would have shown you in the log, the last couple times it had called. So he'll pull out a little notebook and scratch down that information real quick, and nodding along, he's gonna look back up and be like, I think you and Gerard, if I remember correctly, had a deal that didn't really get finished.
Yeah, it didn't fall through.
Yeah.
And I was hoping to maybe tack something a little bit on top of that, because I don't feel like that's too much work. I mean, I can't do it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, no, honestly, this ain't too bad, and I think you had a bigger deal with him.
Yeah. And I was curious if we could get any information about this company, and I'll kind of, give location. Called Imbotech.
He'll give a short little snort. Yeah. What do you want to know about him?
I'll kind of look at Kim and be like, how much should we tell him?
They just have a kindred on the board of directors, and we were wondering what the best way to get in contact with him was over something. So just anything that we could do to
get an in with
talk
him.
to him.
That's not just coming up and be like, hey, you're kindred, I'm kindred, let's do this.
It's a bit awkward.
Yeah, got a name for that one?
Crap, what was his name?
Thomas Arturo.
Or I had the initial.
I was like, T for Toreador. I know this. I know.
Thomas Arturo.
Yeah, I mean, I know the guy. Alright, yeah, so you just want to in on how to meet him?
I mean, yeah, basically. Something, it's not out of place and awkward.
He chuckles some more, scratches down. You can just even see him write Thomas Arturo, real quick in the notebook. And yeah. Let me run this over to Gerard, and we'll see if we can get everything straightened out. I'm sure this will be perfectly fine. I'll got your number, so I'll give you a call in a bit.
All right, much appreciated.
So
Wait.
you see him skitter off.
So now that he's gone, was that like in a bit like 10 minutes, or was that like in a bit like a day or two? I feel like that was in a minute.
If you'd like asked him, and by context I meant like maybe an hour or so.
Okay.
Like, he has to go get Gerard and get it sorted, but this is like
We weren't sure whether to leave or not.
Yeah, exactly.
He would have maybe like inferred like you can go back up to the surface. We'll be in touch.
All right. Well, I was pretty painless.
Yeah, I hadn't been down there before. And we're walking.
We're walking.
So you guys return to the surface. Just to cut to it, if you like, I imagine maybe Kim would want to get back to the hospital to get back to work to make sure. Well, also make sure she's keeping up with her work with all these little roundabout towns.
Oh, my sire yelling at me again.
After an hour or two, Angel would be getting a call from Crid.
Hello.
Hey, yeah, it's Crid. How's it going?
Good.
Great. Right. So the phone number is taking a little bit longer to run through. It won't take long. It's processing. But as far as this Thomas Arturo thing goes, we know where he is right now. If you want to go meet up with him, he's at a club in a south town.
What's the name of this club?
And he just like chuckles a little bit too long. The Rose Petal.
So like, this a human club or?
It's like a club restaurant owned by, I think it's a ghoul who probably got it from their, master, whatever. But yeah, and it's got kind of a mixed crowd.
All right. You got I don't know, like any information on like, other than he's an architect. I get that, but like, kind of the point of this is I don't want to just like approach him and be like, "Hey, bro, what's up?" I want to have like a reason for him to talk to us and for us to talk to him.
Yeah. So, you know about those apartments he's got, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So typically, people don't just apply to get one. They usually schmooze up to Thomas. It's nothing. Not like he's looking for anyone to beg. He just wants to meet the people first. But it's also a little someone told you about it kind of deal. So let's say like try to think of who he could offer to be like told you about it. Well, you've got some deals going on with us down here. Might as well say I did. Fuck it. Whatever.
Cool.
So,
thanks.
You were looking for a nice kindred apartment. I told you to go find Thomas and tell him.
All right. Cool.
I don't know, maybe make the girl your live-in roommate.
All right. All right, cool, thanks.
Right, so the Rose Petal, South Manhattan. If you look it up on your phone or the internet to like get a better grasp of what it is definitely a kind of hoity-toity, gold leaf type restaurant / bar / club. It's got a little bit of a mixed interior, a couple different rooms, but there's definitely a seated area to eat at. And easy to find if you, just use GPS or whatever.
All right, then I will, I feel like I've been, okay, so it takes about, 15 minutes to get over to, from from Celestial to Mount Sinai?
Between 15 and 25, depending on traffic. I usually make it, like a 20-ish. Where you guys are, if you went back to Mount Sinai, and the club would be not very far. It would be basically across from where Celestial Customs is. So
I feel like in that case, I'd be kind of loitering near Mount Sinai, if not in Mount Sinai. So I will go head over to Mount Sinai if I'm not there.
Okay, so you guys meet up there.
So phone number, we ain't got information on that yet. It's taking a little bit longer than expected, but we did find out where Mr. Arturo is staying, and like possibly, not staying, but like where he is right now, and like possibly an inn to get to him.
What is the inn?
Okay, so you know those apartments he owns.
Mm-hmm.
The way to get into those apartments is you gotta like schmooze up with the guy. You know, he wants to know who he's getting in bed with. So if we talk to him, approach him about getting one of those apartments, that is a possible in to talk to him. I just not really good at the whole schmoozing thing. I'm not sure how to transition from hey, we want one of your apartments to hey, what are you doing at Invotech, motherfucker? So like the gap just got smaller, but like there's still a gap that needs to be bridged.
I mean, I could just bring up jobs, I suppose. Start talking about work. But that's a good starting point. But even if we don't get to that part of the conversation there, we could always still use my coworker and basically run into him again, and that would actually help that
All
he
right.
recognizes. So
That's
right
fair.
away, I say let's do both.
All right. So, what time is it right now?
For you guys, I think it's probably close to midnight because most of last session you guys were just having some personal conversations. You've been running around a little bit, went to see the Nosferatu, and that takes a while, especially walking down there, so it's easily midnight, maybe a tiny touch later.
Okay, so we still got like half the night.
I assume, because it's kind of unreasonable, that there are any nice clothes stores open at midnight.
Certainly like Walmarts or what have you. There would probably be at least like one, probably owned by a Toreador.
All right, and if that's on the way, I need to go there because I probably have some like nice, if probably somewhat ill-fitting, clothes back at Celestial Customs. But would it be quicker to go back to Celestial or go pick up like a new outfit? Because I don't really want to walk into this hoity-toity restaurant covered in oil stains.
The place would definitely be in like Soho, which is right around where Customs is, so
right.
Neither really.
Then in that case, I'll probably go get like a single, like actually nice outfit, like because this is the first time I've really needed like one that's properly tailored.
All right,
so I'll probably go get one.
We'll downtime that. We'll say that like of the place and maybe the guy's name, but you've never met him in person, really.
So now I'm pimping.
Yeah. What about your gal pal?
I assume that I probably have a change of clothes at the office, but I don't know if we went back there.
You were there, so.
Okay, I don't know how nice it is, but it's gonna have to do. At least it's not covered in blood and intestines.
Yeah.
I mean, the other option is get clothes at the same place.
That's true. You know what? I'm just gonna fucking do that.
Oh my god, we're shopping together.
Oh my god! That's weird.
I love it. We will come back to Angel and Kim. Ike, I actually want to finish off this hour with you.
Yes, hi. I'm here.
Alright, so you need to go feed.
I need to feed on a herd of people.
Or one.
I need 7 blood points, so more than 1.
I mean,
Can you even get 7 out of a human?
Yeah, you can get 10.
yes, 10. But they
Yeah.
would die.
I'm bad, but I'm not pointlessly bad. No, I need to, Is, Roland's Club open tonight?
Yes, it is.
Does he has blood dolls?
Yes, he does.
Let's go see. Well, is Roland home?
Nope.
Is he out still this time?
Yes.
Okay, Professor. Is he home or is he out?
Oh, well, you said, is he home, and Chard answered no. Then you said, is he out? So I said yes.
Well, yeah. Well, I meant at this. Okay. I'm gonna head over to the club and text him and ask him if he could do me a light favor.
Yeah, he'll just he'll respond back with question mark.
I'm just gonna text in a pinch, need a few people to feed off of. Mind if I stop by your place? At least 4. End text.
He'll text back, that's a pretty rich favor, with the emoji of a cake, because Clementine just taught him about emojis and texting, so...
I love it.
I'll text back, I'll owe you one. Your call as long as it's not stealing drugs.
He'll respond back, I've never stolen drugs in my life. Stop sign, angry face. Yeah, sure, go for it. Happy smiley face, tongue sticking out.
Yeah, let's go to the club and party.
Alright, you head to the club. Let's get some music going. Out front will be Thor and Caleb, the bouncers. I want to get the pictures up. So Thor and Caleb are standing outside the doors of the club as you arrive. I don't know if they've really... I think they've seen you before, but of course a 13-year-old walking up to the club is going to be... Well, you know, you did go to the club once with me.
Yeah, I was in there once. You gave me a bit of a hard time. I don't know if they'd remember me from opening night, but yeah, 13-year-olds are rare at nightclubs owned by vampires, I think.
Yes, and without them trying to remember you, which they wouldn't have any reason to really rack their brains, they're just gonna... Caleb's just gonna hold his hand out and be like, where do you think you're going?
Oh, is this not the Lollipop Factory?
Cute. I'll just scatter on.
Thanks. My friend Roland said I could come in, mister.
Yeah, and exactly why should I believe you?
I mean, you don't have to. We'll just... Instead of getting my favor from him that he said he owed me, I'll just ask to flog you instead. That could be fun.
Watch it.
Watch what? What's going on?
Okay.
Come on, you remember me. I was here last time and you gave me a hard time for being young. How many 13-year-olds come in this place? Damn! What is wrong with you?
Alright, I will roll for Caleb. 1 second. Apparently, Caleb's got a good memory for snarky 13-year-old kindred, and he's gonna frown a little bit, crossing his arms, but yeah, I remember you coming in here. I think I saw you with someone else, but whatever, just don't start any trouble, and he'll step away from the door for you to go in.
Nope. If I'm any problems, you can call my mom, okay?
He just rolls his eyes, and you can hear Thor kind of chuckle a little bit.
I will go inside. And I will find the hostess that deals with the special refreshments.
Alright, so inside the club, there is a dance floor. Music's coming from a DJ. Plenty of people out on the dance floor. It's a Saturday night, so the club's very busy. There's people scattered around at seated tables, as well as some of the rounded booths. And there's a staircase going upstairs, which you can see people like kind of moving up and down. The only thing as far as someone to speak to that gives you a clue right away is there's a couple bartenders.
I'm gonna walk up to the bar and then kind of like take a seat.
So there's one young man with just like a short haircut. He's just wearing plain like black shirt and black trousers, typical bartender look. And then there is a younger woman with bleached dreadlocks. She's wearing more of a like low cut top and has several piercings. She's being much more active and flirty and laughing and moving around. She's kind of drawing everyone's attention to her.
I'll just wait quietly for someone to come by.
After a little while, she'll spot you, because she was trying to get, some good tips from a couple younger gentlemen, but she'll see you, your height and size and all, and big smile go across her face. So she'll sort of scoot over to where you're sitting and lean across the bar. Can I help you?
Yeah, I was told you guys had a special menu here.
She giggles. Yeah, what exactly are you looking for?
I need like 6 shots of something special. Real special.
6? God dang.
I'm thirsty tonight.
Yeah, you want any additives of that or not?
If you have anything on the rocks, I'd prefer that.
Alright. She's gonna nod to the other bartender, and she's gonna go to like the little like opening partition of the bar, but she's gonna like slide out underneath it real fast and give you a little like this way finger and start heading up the stairs.
I will follow, making sure to check her out.
As you get up to the second floor, you'll see a large number of people milling around, but there's more comfortable lounge seating. The lighting's even dimmer up here, and you'll see her move kind of into the corner to let people still come up and down the stairs, and she's gonna be perusing the floor. 1 second. You can say what you think about the club.
I'm gonna like look really curious at her hair. Like, how did you do that?
She doesn't hear you immediately, but looks down and goes, "Oh, it's just wax." And you see her like kind of almost like counting heads, and then she starts explaining who should be clean, and she says it with a bit of an extra shade, and who has already been partying part of the night. So she points, and you can even tell like the ones that seem a little more lively versus the ones that are a little like more sluggish and tired. So she turns to you and says, I try to not take too much from each of them. We got a business to run here.
Yeah, I think I need about 4 of them.
Alright, like I said, just don't go crazy. Roland will have my head.
No, if anything, he knows I'm here, so he can, he'll blame me personally, I promise. He knows I'm here, so.
Sure, just, no police, no ambulances.
I'm young, not stupid. It's yeah, I got it.
Fair enough. And she'll head back downstairs.
I will. Are any of them standing in groups, or do I have to go and like tag each one of these people, girls? Hopefully,
They're kind of either talking to someone. There's maybe one that's lounging quietly by herself, just watching the room.
Do you want me to play all the way through this? I mean, I will if you want.
I don't want to do it for each of them, but I'll at least need rolls. Tell me how you would get these, because remember, you are a 13-year-old, they're going to be a little less inclined than any other adult that would walk up to them and ask, since they're blood dolls. They do this because they like being fed on, but there's going to be a momentary, So we going social, you can use a discipline.
Social plus, enchanting voice helps.
Yep.
Since it's not a,
you have a negative from child too, though.
that's for people taking you seriously, I thought. Not all social roles. Or is it all social?
Let me double check.
I could be wrong, I don't remember.
Give me 2 seconds. Talk amongst yourselves.
Also, Denabre, I would absolutely, like, pumpkin spice snorting, then feed off someone, that's good shit right there.
Felix is uncomfortable watching.
Watching children feed.
Yes.
I imagine most people would be. Ike rather enjoys everyone getting squirmy around him.
Probably. It's very trolly.
Yeah, that is his MO, isn't it?
Alright, double checking.
Well,
Actual language? Actually, there isn't a number penalty to social stuff. It actually just says, as far as like getting in a club or doing things that a normal adult has to do will become more challenging. So, actually, you're fine. You have your enchanting voice, though, so...
I don't think feeding on women is something normal adults have to do, so... Nice. Alright, so I'll walk up to, I guess, the first girl in the booth.
So, enchanting voice,
Lower by 2, I think? 2 dice?
Yes. So, let's semi-downtime this. If we had a little more time, I want to get to something else with your character later. So, I will need, however, you can choose between charisma or manipulation and your subterfuge, but it'll only be difficulty 4, so... Actually, let's make it 5 from 7.
So I can do manipulation subterfuge?
So give me 4 of those. Alright, you easily...
I re-rolled that trip 10. Oh, it's only 2 10s. Damn it. Still, 2 extra successes.
Yeah, you easily charm all the ladies into letting you feed off of them. You don't have to do it for all of them, just give me a sample of, like, getting this to not sound terrible.
Oh, that's not his MO. No, he would walk up to probably start with the girl in the booth.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of like lean over on the table and be like, hey baby, what's going on? What you doing here alone?
Her eyebrows are gonna furrow and be like, just hanging out. Can I help you?
Oh, yeah, I'm looking to have a little fun tonight. I heard you might be down.
No!
No? What do you mean, no?
You're, what, 12?
No, I'm 13, actually.
Who let you in here?
My friend did, Roland. He's a good friend of mine. I'm not quite as young as I look, though. Trust me, I'm old enough to be in here. Probably older than you, too.
Oh. Sorry, I didn't I didn't think she's gonna trail.
What? People that are as good looking as me can't be vampires?
Cute.
I prefer handsome, but I guess.
She's still gonna look a little awkward, but you know, your enchanting voice is calming her down and making her just like, hey, he's a cute kid.
Trust me, it'll feel just as good for me as it does for the rest of them, if not better. I promise.
Say that again.
I said, trust me, it'll feel just as good coming from me as it would any of these other guys, I promise.
She's still gonna look a little awkward, but you can tell she hasn't been fed on yet that night. She's gonna awkwardly kind of play with her hair. I don't know.
I mean, if you don't, you're missing out, but I'm pretty damn thirsty tonight.
I guess, yeah, sure.
Don't worry, you won't be alone. We're gonna have friends join us too.
So, you succeed. Very awkwardly.
It's hard to be convincing as a 13-year-old.
Alright, so Ike has now fed, and he would be, I guess, back on his way to the ATM? Okay.
No, I reconsidered that. I don't want to get in trouble by the prince, so I'm not gonna.
Okay. Well, we're around about the hour now, so we'll take another break. Who would like to stay for this AMA? Angel and Ike. Or Kim. Oh, do you mind if I do an Angel and Kim? They were doing stuff together.
Go for it.
Alright, so we're gonna start with Zabani as Angel for our next break's AMA. Go ahead and ask him questions.
Ask me things. See, that's grand. What am I drinking, bro? So I have an iced stout that I usually drink because I'm lame, but it's all the way over in the fridge. And I have water next to me, and that's easier. What happens if I find out my sire really did keep secrets from me? See, the problem with that is I don't know what kind of secrets she was keeping from me. Like if she was doing it to be manipulative, it's a completely different story than if she was doing it to, like, protect me. I don't know all of the details, but I'm probably going to be a little bit hurt, though I may or may not actually show that. And hope you're lame. Just simple facts. You're lame. Alright, what else we got? I very much liked the intro. I did what I could to contribute it to it. I found a lot of the character videos, and I love them. What's the difference between a snowman and a snow woman? Snow boobs, I guess? Hey, I love bragging. No. Is Angel's one Toreador conceit just a walk-in closet of different gloves? I feel like my wardrobe size just increased by a large percentage by buying this one suit. I have, like, work clothes, some probably poorly fitting clothes, like maybe some like tank tops and stuff, and then like a couple of work gloves. That is like his entire wardrobe right now. I feel like it increased by 10% just getting a new suit. How much does Ike have to make off of race bets for you to hook him up with a car? Depends. What kind of car you're looking for. Like, you're looking for a shitty 2003 Ford Focus, about $2,000. All right, a blue Ford Focus from 2003, about $2,000, $3,000. What do you... Fine, Ferret. What do you call fake spaghetti? It's an impasta. So what would Angel think about Ike's feeding technique based on what we just saw? There's a reason that Angel has 4 ghouls. He's not a huge fan of the whole idea of like feeding on random people. He's got some intimacy issues, and that's kind of an intimate thing. He's got problems. Like, he doesn't really like to think too hard about, feeding. That's part of the reason why he has ghouls. Is Angel becoming more comfortable with doing politic-y things? I don't think he's doing well with politic-y things. He's being like conniving and sneaky and like investigaty, but politics are I don't think he really sees himself as doing that right now, and he recognizes he has decided shortcomings when it comes to being charismatic and politic-y. What do sea monsters eat? I don't know. Seafood. Does sniffing antifreeze awaken my Toreador flaw? No. The thing that will most quickly activate my I hate you, Ferret. That will most actively awaken my Toreador flaw is like a nice, well-tuned muscle car, because that's his deal. The one time that my Toreador flaw has actually come into play, I was looking for something unrelated, failed a roll, and got distracted for a couple of hours.
That was good.
Looking up muscle cars.
If we don't have any more for Zvani, we'll move on to Elvish Dame as Kim Brown, MD. So go ahead and ask Elvish Dame questions about her character. If you do have any more for Zvani, or really anybody, you can post them and they can answer in chat. But we're going to have Kim take over and talk about herself.
Hey, guys. What's up? Ask me the things.
Yes, Ferret, you can still ask jokes.
See, I wasn't gonna answer.
I was, because I secretly love them.
I do too. It's true. I love puns. Puns are the best. I lost all my money. Can I help with your cell phone bill? Well, I don't know. Can you teach me stuff? That seems like a fair trade. Aw, thanks, Chard. I spent like 9 hours working on it, roughly. It was mostly just searching for footage, though. But yeah. At what point will Angel in a suit and a single glove only simply moonwalk into Kim's heart? This actually might be a problem. We will see. I might, maybe, hold on. Let me share my screen real fast. So I might maybe be kind of drawing them, like, right now. Ah, shit. It did something to the whole thing. I'm sorry.
We're all the drawing now.
Everyone is my drawing! Let me stop that.
Well, that's fun.
Okay, there we go.
That takes
That was great. I loved it.
Sorry about that, guys.
It's fun.
I thought that would work. It in fact does not. Okay, but yeah, no, I might be. Oh, you want to teach me emojis? That's nice. Thanks. I don't need emojis in my life.
I think we need a clip of that from this episode. Stop sign,
emojis.
frowny face.
There's gonna be more.
God damn it. Why does Roland do so many goddamn emojis?
Because he's
'Cause
like an
Clem
old
taught him.
man. Yeah, Clem taught him.
So now Ike will learn from Clem and then teach you
Kim
in order
knows
to justify his cell phone
he's been
bill.
a vampire about a year.
I don't know many 40-year-old women to ask if they know emojis, so
So mouth jokes should not ever be assumed around Kim. If she makes a mouth joke, you can make one. Otherwise, no. She's kind of
We
tired
can
of
call
people not
ourselves
taking her
crazy.
seriously.
You can't use that word.
No, you can use it if she uses it. But yeah, just don't walk up to her and be like, haha, silly mouth. She'll kill you. Or at least
Alright.
roast you verbally.
We got another little bit if we have any more
verbally
questions.
roasting. Is that a part of dementation? I think that's one of the points in dementation, isn't it?
Verbally roasting someone. Insight is just so I can insult people. There's no other reason for it.
How best can I hurt?
What are the 3 words I can say that will do the most damage?
There was a joke like that in Scrubs with the psychiatrist, and she was like, "You don't want to mess with me because I have an ability to zone in on someone's like most insecure weakness." And Elliot starts like talking back to her. She just cuts her off eyebrows and turns and walks away. And then Elliot just starts crying.
I actually read as a kid a book about a kid who had the superpower to know exactly what to say to hurt them the most.
Oh, that's crazy.
That sounds more like a horror story than...
No, okay. It was a book called Hidden Talents, and he was like a member of a group of other people with like mild superpowers, and you didn't find out until later that all these insults that he had were like actually like, you know, superpoweredly driven.
That actually sounds
That's
like
cool.
a fun
That does
thing.
sound interesting.
It was cute.
So you went around. Yeah, alright, so you went around and you found yourself Irene, who would have been in another one of those like sort of small offices in this building, and introduced yourself and explained to her that Lord Ephraim was gonna let you set up in a place for the evening at least.
Yes. He will do some book diving.
Okay. Getting to meet Irene as well. She'll lead you to the small dorms. They're not like the more college dorms at the 5 Boroughs Chantry. These are much more like really small, like kind of studio apartments, like very small, like room with a. It's close to a dorm, but there's actually a little extra space because this used to be an old apartment building.
Okay, so it's comfortably small.
Yes, not dorm room small, like, and not like Mage Guild small. This one actually has enough room to like even set up, like it's got like a small kitchenette kind of thing, like it's got a counter and a sink and stuff like that.
He was afraid it would be too large.
So she walks you along. She's got a bit of a friendly tone, but otherwise you get this feeling from her body language that's oddly cold. It's kind of confusing. I'll say especially for Felix, who hasn't been around a lot of people for a long time.
Yes, even though he's very good at talking to them.
So she'll lead you up to a door and just unlock it with a small like key set, just like 2 keys and a little ring. Opens doors. So this is one of our open rooms. You're perfectly welcome to stay here. I'll add your name to the ledger.
Thank you.
Of course. Is there anything else I can help with?
No. I've taken enough of your time.
Well, it was nice to meet you, Felix. I'm sure we'll see you around, and hopefully maybe you'll join us here. We're a little more quiet than the 5 Boroughs.
I see.
And she'll just give you like a nice little nod and turn on her heel and walk away.
It's definitely an interesting place.
All right, so you can go ahead and get yourself settled. I know you pretty much just have your trusty side saddle bag that always has all of your stuff in it, and
So I'm already settled.
yeah, and go ahead and do your book diving. Are you looking for anything in particular, or just seeing what they got?
Probably digging deeper into the spirit areas because he sees the potential there.
All right. How far is your
How far is my what?
thaumaturgy?
Third.
It's just shorthand.
It sounded like yes.
Okay.
So my thorn is
Thumb.
about 3. So he'd be going to 4th rank.
Okay. I know you've got pretty much max occult, though you have the specialty wraith lore. So let's say that, and especially like human ghost lore is what you know plenty of. So as you build your thaumaturgy, you're going to get to know more about the actual spirit world, shadow realms, whatever each book calls it. You can tell by reading these books that some of them come across as more so written by kindred who understood thaumaturgy and things like that. But there's actually plenty of old books that seem to have been written by humans, possibly actual old mages, who may have even been taken in by the Tremere later or not. It's hard to tell from the text, but you pick up context clues that tell you, this was actually probably a human scholar, especially when you compare terminology and phrasing. You'll see in some books they'll say spirits or ghosts or remnants or different phrasing for the time period, stuff like that. So you've definitely got a very interesting set of lore and knowledge to compare here.
Right. Okay, interesting. Put something to put note on.
We're definitely gonna out of game kind of downtime this, and I'll get you some more details about maybe what rituals and stuff you can learn, so I don't have to scramble and try and find it now.
Perfectly acceptable.
Yeah. What do you think Felix's agenda for the rest of the night might be? Is he interested in reaching out to anyone? I know you were speaking to Angel about the Jeremy situation, and I think you are aware of the Envotech deal?
Yep. He made the correlation between the two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why not? He'll spend
Not
15
you.
minutes. Oh, no, why not? Let's have some fun. He'll spend 15 minutes trying to fiddle with his phone to eventually call Angel. He'll miss dial a couple of times.
Timing, I think, actually would work perfect. That Angel might get this on his quick way to try and get his clothes and head to the Rose Petal.
Hello.
Hello, bonjour.
Oh, it's Felix. What's up?
Oh, yes. Okay, I was making sure I got you this time.
Hey, watch it with the measuring tape.
I don't.
Sorry.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Phone. So I followed up on the leads and all are leading dry.
Well, I'm sorry. What?
With the Z.
Z?
TZ.
The Samishi.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't know you could just say that on these. Yes.
Okay, what about them?
Let up dry. There's no one knows where he is.
What about fucking Aisling?
No one knows where she is.
Fucking great.
So makes an interesting night for me. Actually, it was
Yup.
quite boring. But anyway, did you find anything?
Do you know when she's getting back, or like
No,
did she just like disappear? Is this normal for her?
I don't know. I've been in the
I mean, I
city
guess
for less.
that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know anything about them, but I dropped the phone off with the Nazis. Still ain't gotten any information about that. And that engineering company, we're tracking something down on that, but like we haven't actually gotten anywhere with it yet. So.
All right. Well, I think with this whole situation with the Zmisi, it's going to have to wait. But we could explore other avenues with this said Jeremy.
Yeah, like only avenue that I know to approach is the whole. Hey, careful. Is the phone. I'm not talking to you. I got somebody on the other end, kind of being handsy. Nah, don't worry about it. Like about Jeremy, like I dropped the phone off with the Nazis. That's all I know to do.
Well, if you could give me a last name, maybe a location he goes to. I
imagine that's gonna come once we find out who the phone number belongs to.
Well,
Hopefully, unless it's like a burner phone, in which case we're up shit creek without a paddle.
If they burned the phone, okay.
Burner phone, like little shitty cheap phone that ain't attached to your name, so you can like use it and then toss it, and there's no connection to you.
Oh, so like the phone I'm calling you with.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Like the phone I'm on right now, it's like under my name, so like somebody could find me using this phone number, but he might have a phone that's not attached to his name, so you know he's hoping he doesn't.
Okay, I guess I learned something today.
At that point, Angel's phone is going to vibrate like you got a text.
1 second.
Yeah, oh sure.
It's going to be from a blocked number, but it's going to say Jeremy Hoffman and an address and just like -K.
All right. Okay. Do you know how to get texts? Like have you gotten any texts yet?
Texts, like the scriptures, like books.
Oh fucking Christ. Okay.
I'm just kidding. Yes, I've gotten them before.
Okay, yeah. I
Actually, for a second,
literally just got a name and an address, but like probably should wait until me and Kim are available to go with you, because he can be very dangerous.
I can imagine. Are we sending an army with us too?
I mean, that would probably be ideal, but I can't scrounge one of those up.
Well, maybe the doctor can.
Just as you guys continue talking, there is another vibration on your phone for another text.
I'll look without even like mentioning to Felix.
And it is a picture. It's not super great. It's definitely like a street cam, but it gives you a kind of general idea what he looks like beyond Sean's physical description.
Okay. All right. So right now, just I'll send you that. Do what you can with it, I guess. You know, obviously don't do anything stupid. I also got a photo. I got other things that I need to check in on right now about that company.
So you have a name and a photo?
Yes. Yeah. I'll be texting that to you in a second.
Oh, perfect. Then when do you want to find him?
I'm gonna deal with what it is we're dealing with right now. We'll talk. I don't even know what you can do with this right now. So do what you can with it. We'll be in touch.
Sure. How's tomorrow sound?
Sure.
I mean, it's
I'll
probably
text you.
late in the night at this point.
It's pretty late. It's definitely midnight 1.
So like noon.
Sure, we can.
Yeah, I'll text you, or you text me, or call me. I guess early if things change. But right now, I'll give you that, and then I'm gonna try and solve a different problem.
Sure thing.
Yeah, the black, please.
The black what?
No, not. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. So, all right, just send it to me, and I'll figure out how to hang this thing up.
All right.
Boop, boop, boop.
I'm not listening to the beeping anymore. I've already hung up, and I'm starting to text that information to him.
So Felix will get a text in like the next 5, something like that.
Yeah, within the next few minutes. And then now that you have a photo and a last name, you might be able to get some information with some of your hoodoo powers. We will come
Hoodoo,
right.
what do?
Your hoodoo powers. Hoodoo voodoo. But we'll come right back to you in a little while. I want to get back to our Bruja boys who've been sitting patiently for a little while now. Alright, so everyone gathered at Mark's apartment. You guys made your plans. Mark and Byron are going to basically circle around the back end of the apartment, or in whatever way Mark finds, to try to, catch how many might be in the apartment, if the apartment seems, quiet, what exactly is going on in the situation. Nate and Claudia are going to be heading into the building directly, as if they're, maybe going to visit somebody else. And Roland, similarly, will be, kind of moving in quietly, but directly, in case he needs to be their cover, as if he was trying to meet with Warren. So I think we had at least 2 or 3. We actually had 3 cars between everybody. So it would probably make the most sense if Claudia and Nate went together, Roland by himself, etc. So we'll have everyone arrive, park, down the road, and walk. Roland, what are you gonna do?
I'm just walking. I'm the backup plan, right? I'm not supposed to just walk in and pretend like I know first thing, right?
You're supposed to the idea was you were gonna go in the building and be near the door. So if things start acting or not going to a better plan, you can knock on the door and be like, "Hey, Dominic sent me." Claudia and Nate are gonna be nearby as well. You're gonna kind of try and wait and hear from Byron and Mark if they can get you some details about what's going on inside the apartment. They're gonna try to sneak up the back fire exit, along the side of the building, and see if they can either see through the window or go through the back way. See what they can find out.
Yeah, I'll walk in and just be looking at my phone as if I'm trying to find a certain place, and I don't really know how to find it.
Okay, yeah, so this is an apartment building, like I said, the kind of lower income, so walking in, there's barely a foyer area. It's mostly just straight into the apartment doors. There's stairwells up and down. There's graffiti on the walls. You can hear babies crying and couples arguing up and down the floors. If you go in and you're just wasting time almost by staying on your phone, pretending you're waiting for someone or waiting to get a call. Nate and Claudia will maybe wait a bit by the car for a minute or so, just try and feel things out. Byron and Mark are gonna move in quick and stealthily. I'll do some rolls so it's all fair and I'm not just having my NPCs do well for everything.
My NPCs are ninjas.
Every one of them, 5th Dan black belt.
My NPCs can do no wrong.
Triple botch. She trips down the stairs and diablerizes herself.
Self-diablery, the worst of fates.
When you really fuck up a roll.
Alright, so Roland kills a little time pretending that he's, texting someone or waiting for a phone call, checking his phone regularly. Claudia and Nate stay by the car, and then after a little while, they're going to, Claudia is going to get a text from Byron, saying that there are 4 inside, including Warren. He'll send basic descriptions, but the main bit is that 3 of them are female.
Alright, so 3 of them are female, which means the extra ones are not possibly Dominic or somebody like that.
No, there's 3 females and Warren. He can see very much, as he continues to text a couple more details, he can't see a whole lot. You can just kind of see the 3 of them a bit from the living room area. It looks like they're just laughing and hanging out, it seems. A moment later, she'll get another text from Mark, saying that he can hear a little bit of what they're saying, and it sounds like they're talking about some sort of deal with stock, but not much more details. They seem to be speaking vaguely on purpose. So Claudia will relay all this to Nate and also give real quick, summary back to Roland as well. 4 inside, including Warren, 3 female, just discussing business.
Roland would text back like they can't know it's me. Like that's if they see my voice if they see me,
we can see your voice.
You can see it just echoing out. They're like, I've seen that voice before. No, it's just him making a point like, I can't be, this can't get back to Dominic.
Nate will lean into Claudia. So there are 3 others there. This is getting complicated and a lot more involved than we'd like initially. If you want, I can handle the situation alone. And the fact is, all of us have faces worth remembering. This way, nobody's face is remembered. Plausible deniability. I could possibly get through the door and get something out of it.
Claudia's gonna kind of furrow her eyebrow a little bit. What do you mean you can take care of this? We don't know what's going on. They could be humans, they could be ghouls, they could be kindred. We don't know the level of anything that's going on inside. What are you gonna do?
I was there initially when Dominic first discussed things with Roland. I understand how Dominic works. I understand enough of having dealt with both Roland and Dominic of how that world exists, talks, and acts, that I could easily act as one of the various messengers for Dominic coming to talk to Warren about one thing or another. Separate him and lead him outside where we can take him away from the others without suspicion.
And what happens if they don't listen or Warren refuses to leave or leave by himself.
Then Philip suffers the same fate as Greg.
I mean, what if you're standing in a room with these four and they decide they don't like what you're saying? I mean, of course, myself, Roland, Byron, and Mark can all be in the wings, but...
Do we have any alternative? Do we have a better plan at this moment? Because currently it seems complicated, and this is the only way I can see to uncomplicate the situation.
Well, I like your idea that you're one of Dominic's liaisons. Obviously, he has quite a number from what we've heard from Roland, and maybe it would seem realistic that you're just here delivering a message. But why don't I go in with you?
Because you have a face worth remembering. You are Claudia. You are the Bruja Primogen. Seriously, you don't think that Dominic has the Primogen in the city's faces memorized, that his ghouls and the Setites don't remember your face? Like...
She kind of rolls her eyes and laughs a little bit. Well, then why don't you change that?
Really?
Yeah, why not? It's a great app. Why wouldn't I use that? I picked the best guns for a reason, Nate.
Does she have the one I bought off, or she bought off me with it?
No, I mean, I feel, yes, that makes complete sense. I just don't assume anyone will be so liberal with that thought.
Just as long as you can promise you can put it back the way it came.
Mostly.
What?
You're fine, trust me.
Alright, well... She's going to sigh and have a bit of a look on her face like, wait, I don't know if this is the best idea, but she's gonna just start walking to the nearby alley. She's gonna text, while she's walking, she's gonna text Roland, Byron, and Mark real fast, like in a group text, like, working on plan, 1 minute.
Alright, so I guess I'm gonna screw up Claudia's wonderful face.
Before you get to that, she just is gonna pause again and be like, what does this feel like?
Unsettling, uneasy, and alien to anything you've probably felt before. Have you ever worked with clay before?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's fine, whatever.
Alright, so do you want me to go ahead and roll a face change? So that would be 5 successes.
Alright.
I'm going to introduce her to a whole new phase.
Alright, so you mess up lovely Claudia in one way or another. Give me some kind of description. You got a picture in front of you. What changes?
Alright, so first of all, I'm going to age her about another... So the first thing is that we're going in is I'm looking like somebody who's looked a little bit worn, weathered off the streets, somebody the Setites would probably be picking up for their drug trade, that I would be going for the same kind of thing as probably making her look like, so lack of better term, like a crack whore, probably hide a few teeth, thin out her face. Honestly, blemish her up would be the main thing, with drawing lines and other things and obscuring her face. The major emphasis is just putting on layers of believable excessive drug use, which leads to poor hygiene for a decade or so and leads to just the natural decay as you're not properly taking care of yourself, but in such a way that she might still be passable as somebody who might be in Dominic's services, but somebody who's obviously been working for too long.
Alright, the entire time, Claudia is definitely squirming a little bit and uncomfortable with the whole ordeal, and it's just very strange. But she holds it together. The whole time is just kind of like, okay, this is whatever, this has to be done, this is very strange. Occasionally you see her like kind of give out a nervous giggle. It's so fucking weird. But once you're finished, she'll take out like a small little like a pocket mirror she has, take a look at it. She'll cover her mouth real fast to keep herself from being too loud. Not a scream, just kind of a, oh my god, like what? She's gonna stare pretty fascinated though, because Claudia is just always a very curious gal, and is just like, just taking it all in. His whispers, fuck. But after a moment, she's gonna gather herself up, shake her head, put the mirror away, and take out like a small, like kind of bandana thing out of her pocket. And she's gonna like wrap up her hair into like a shitty bun and put like a bandana halfway across her forehead to help with the full disguise. I do need real quick a willpower against 9 for an 8.
Against 9?
Mm-hmm.
God
You
damn it.
haven't done it to anybody else before.
Great, get me addicted to this of all things.
You have like succeeded against 8 like every single time with flying colors though. So okay.
Yeah, you gotta say that. You gotta say that.
So it's not, it's a fail.
Do you see those 8s? Do you see those 8s?
Horseshoes and hand grenades, not flesh crafting, bro.
We'll talk about that some more later, but that was a basic fail. Wasn't a catastrophic fail or a botch, but it was a basic
Yeah,
fail.
we'll see.
We'll see how that affects Nate later about having his first try, at least in a very long time, of ever flesh crafting someone other than himself. Like, you know, falling off the wagon. Alright, so you guys are all ready to go in. Claudia's gonna sort of like charge ahead and then realize she should follow you. Like, she's gonna like be ready to go, but then wait. And she's gonna have you lead, and she's gonna real quick, kind of more quietly and indiscreetly text Roland, Byron, and Mark that the two of you are gonna be moving in towards the apartment. Keep flank.
So, yeah, Nate will, once everyone is in place and ready, just approach the door and give a random knocking that sounds like it was purposeful, like knock, 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 or something that just, like, sounds like it was supposed to be a purposeful knock, but maybe not. Like,
Okay. After, like, because it's probably going to be a longer one, you're going to hear, like, a younger woman's voice say, hold your fucking horse, it's coming, Jesus. And, after a little while, one young woman is going to open the door. And I have pictures.
sorry, say that again? I
I
was
have
adjusting my headset. Oh, yeah, pictures, okay.
So the door opens and you see a young, pretty black lady, like long hair, and actually kind of a anachronistic style outfit, but it looks like it was very purposely chosen. Opens the door. She gives you a look up and down. Just, who the hell are you? And looking between you and Claudia.
Nate will pause for a moment, kind of look her up head to toe, squint his eyes for a moment, and just be like, I'm sorry, you're not who I was expecting to be answering the door. Is there somebody else who lives here?
Yeah, but what does that matter to you? And real quick, I would like to hear from Roland. What position did you try to take up? So this would be probably 3rd floor, and near the stairway.
I was gonna say I'd be probably if someone was to peek their head out into the hall, I wouldn't be visible, but I'd be near enough to the stairway that I could probably hear conversations.
All right, so maybe still fiddling on your phone, but in the stairs.
Yes.
Cool. All right, continue, Nate.
It's just you don't own this apartment, right? There's somebody else who lives here. Can I speak to the guy who owns this place? I was told to talk to him.
The girl gives you another kind of look up and down. She's like, yeah, I guess. Do I got a name to tell him who's here?
He hesitates, kind of giving that sketchy eyes for a moment, and just yeah, tell him Philip.
Sure. She's gonna close the door, and you're gonna hear one of those little latch things, slide in. You're gonna hear, footsteps and kind of muffled speaking, and after a little while, the door will open again, and there will be a young man, looks like anywhere from about mid-20s, opens the door. He's got just an old ratty sweater on, and it looks like not very clean shaven. Just, yeah, who are you?
I'm Philip. Are you Warren?
Put back up a touch. I mean, you have an adorable nose, but when it takes up the entire bit of your work. Okay. You said, Philip?
I'm Philip. You're Warren, right?
Yeah, he's gonna look a little twitchy, and he's gonna look back, towards his living room. Who are you?
Philip. I said that, and he'll kind of lean in and be like, do the motion let's talk.
Dude, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. And he starts to close the door a bit.
Nate will grab him and just be like, look, shithead. Dominic sent me.
You'll see him kind of freeze up, shoulders cat, it's kind of
Yeah, so
oh,
if we could keep things calm, quiet.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. And he's gonna close the door real fast, and you're gonna hear kind of fast-moving footsteps, some more garbled sounding speaking. 1 second. Yeah, Claudia does not have aspects. So after a little while, you'll hear his footsteps. You can kind of tell he was a little more heavy-footed, and another pair of footsteps coming back towards the door. Once the door opens again, you'll see Warren and a young, very androgynous, but otherwise looks pretty female, young Asian woman who stands beside him. Dominic sent you for what?
He'll just pat the messenger bag hanging at his side and just be like, it's about this. I mean, where do we want to talk? It seems like you have company.
The young Asian woman's gonna shake her head in confusion. You didn't tell us anything was being dropped off. What is this about?
I'm standing in a hallway. Do you want me to? We're standing in a hallway. Can we go for a walk? Can we come in? What are we doing? I'm not talking here.
The young Asian woman is gonna like pull out a cell phone and be like, "Look, I'm gonna ask Dominic whatever this is about because he usually gives us a heads up."
Listen, this is the real shit. If he'd given you a heads up, I might have been intercepted. This is legitimate. Like, you're not talking about the shit that I'm having this back.
Wait a second. So, Claudia speaks up, and while she sort of still tries to play the crackhead sidekick, she just kind of leans into Nate, like, hand around his arm, and is like, "Come on, obviously they don't want our stuff." And with a pretty decent success on both presence and her general charisma, she starts to sway the other two into more of an interest in whatever you're carrying. So you see the young Asian woman and Warren start to relax a little bit. They kind of look back inside the apartment in that way of weighing their options and look you two up again and up and down again. Like, you know, there's like a crackhead and just like some skinny guy. Yeah, all right. Why don't we talk inside?
Your company's cool?
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, and the young Asian woman kind of like points around. Is like, "You think we got any fucking security in this goddamn shithole?"
Listen, you gotta ask.
Modi, tonight played by a pair of glasses and a nose. Sorry.
You guys not zoom in on my...
Better. So she invites you in, and as you walk past her, she just gives you like kind of an up nod and goes, "Chen, you said Philip, right?"
Philip, yeah.
Who's your friend?
He'll just elbow Claudia.
Marion.
Friend of mine, but she's anyways, so we're inside the apartment now at this point, right?
Yep, and door has closed as reference for Roland specifically. If you want to move.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll
position,
move
listen
closer
in.
to the door
Mhm.
just to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be ready to donkey kick that shit down.
Pull a Jackson, breaking doors down.
That's right.
Nice. All right, so Nate is inside now with Chen, Warren, and two other young women. They walk into the living room area.
Can I do any sort of a perception check to check for breathing, pumping blood, anything to telltale signs that any of these people are kindred?
Yeah, just perception alert, or whichever one's actually better for you. Feel free to go with either one. Because alertness could give you signs of breathing, and pink skin or awareness can give you other signs.
And first rank in aspects is +1 dice or minus difficulty? Minus difficulty.
Yes.
Well, 2 successes.
Okay. You take a look across the room, and you can tell by the pink in Warren's cheeks and like kind of just a regular breathing that he's definitely still human, but Mark had already kind of mentioned that he was probably a ghoul. The other three women give you a sense that they might be kindred. They have, more medium skin tones, but they don't seem to have even that, kind of freshness to their faces. There's, no warmth to the chest. So you're feeling like these three girls might be kindred. If not, at least, maybe one or two of them are, maybe another's a ghoul, but you're not looking at straight humans among the women.
Wunderbar.
Wunderbar.
My plan took me up to this point. Oh god.
We're around the hour. We could finish it off with an AMA and try to... I only got really one more hour in me, but we'll try to do as much with this current line of bonkerness among all our characters before 1 a.m. But let's take our last break. So we'll have one... yeah, obviously, it's you and me, stupid.
I'm not keeping track.
So last AMA and break, we're going to start with Modi Ansys as Nate Ward. Go ahead and ask him questions about his character.
Or anything, really. Nothing's off the book. Or off the table. Okay, there are a few things off the table. So, Articus, the response to your question, how much did Nate enjoy messing with Claudia's face? So, there are two levels to it. The top level of, oh my god, he enjoyed the liberating aspect of it, of being able to be open about his flesh crafting, which was never exactly hidden around Claudia, but it's always it's one of those things, you live with somebody that you do something illegal, they do something illegal, you've never quite talked about it, it's that moment where you finally talk about it and you're like, oh wait, we both do this thing, alright, we're bros. And that's the way he's always felt about vicissitude, is it's something to be hidden. So being asked to be forefront about it is liberating for him. On the other hand, apparently he failed the willpower rules, so we'll see exactly how much he enjoyed it. Graham, I've been having a rough couple of weeks, but today I'm actually feeling pretty good. Thank you for asking. Just work being a complete fucking bitch, and, life is life, but so doing pretty good at the moment. Char asks, is Nate ready to slaughter an apartment full of women? They're not women, they are kindred. So yes. The difference being in they're not helpless humans, but potentially life-threatening kindred. The Potate asks, boxers or briefs? And my response to you is boxer briefs. Briefs alone are a bit cramping and other things, and boxers are just, they're too loose. That boxer briefs is that nice, perfect middle ground between the two. No, Char. It's, I will hit somebody that is on my equal playing ground. The gender was irrelevant in that statement. Graham asks, do you think his flesh crafting Claudia will start an itch he can't fully scratch? Yes. Yes, it will. But it's a matter of how quickly it escalates. And that's something that Nate, I think even secretly to himself, knows that he'll never fully escape it, but it's a matter of how quickly and how much he can control the train ride it's going to be once it starts. How dare you assume it's gender violence? Thank you, Roland. For
Sorry.
Char. Also, I've decided Zardonic is the perfect Nate music.
If there isn't more questions for Modi, totally post them if there are. I'll take over for a couple minutes and we'll finish up with Ike. Anybody has questions for the ST or any NPCs? I can answer questions for the NPCs as well. There's one more question for Modi.
All right, I'll take that really quick then. Potate asks, how many wards could a Nate ward if a Nate ward could ward wards? 12. I think that's a reasonable number of wards for him to ward if a Nate ward could ward wards.
So to CS, I know that copy pasta and I fucking love it. I'm not gonna waste the time on stream for it, but how about I promise a recording of it as Benedict? We'll do that. We'll do that as a special little treat. That'll be a special little treat for anybody in the Discord. So if you ever want to hear me read the Navy SEALs copy pasta as Benedict, the link below will lead you to the Discord and I'll post it there. What am I drinking tonight? Same thing every night, Pinky. How excited?
Svedka.
How excited are you for all these other games starting up? The stuff we're doing? So yeah, the Big Eye Small Mouth is definitely weird and fun, and I'm excited to see whatever the hell happens with it in the next coming weeks. I do really like anime, and I, as much, if not sometimes more, love making fun of it. So we're doing a game that is really based in anime genres and styles and tropes, but we're also like really just having fun with it. So like I don't care if it's too serious or too dumb at any point. Let's see. And Hunter, yeah, will be coming up. We're aiming basically for August 1st at this point. I'm gonna be away later, so I don't want to like start it and have to leave. Will Hunter take place in a different city, or will it be like a side story? Hunter is currently planned for the south. Not super deep south, but like, no promises, but I'm looking at like the land between the lakes, Kentucky-Tennessee border is kind of the setting I'm looking at. So yep, it'll be a nice kind of Southern boy story. All of my PCs are boys, so that'll be fun. I mean, it's definitely south. I think deep south means like the actual like bottom, like Louisiana. That's deep south. Tennessee's still a little higher up. The boys in back in town. Okay, the reason I switched from, I initially was thinking New England and I switched to the South was because I spent an entire day listening to like Stevie Nicks and George Thorogood and all these like, they weren't really specifically Southern, but they're that old school kind of rock that has a bit of a even like Southern twang to it. And just at the end of the day, I was like, ugh, it's gotta be. Like, you know. Anyway, yeah, so Hunter is probably gonna be Southern, which should be fun, especially because, you know, that'll be a little bit Bible belty. Yes, and I would like to thank everybody who's followed tonight. We've actually had quite a few new people, so that's been super awesome. Thank you so much for the follow. Hope you come back every Tuesday we do this. Friday, we're going to be doing a couple different things for a little while until we pick a longer running game to do. And Mondays, we'll get Hunter started within about 3 weeks. So keep an eye out for that. Our Discord always has announcements if you want to join there to keep an eye out for things. And we're going to finish off the AMAs with Ike. So everybody ask Koznar questions about his little scamp of a character. His little naughty La Sombra scamp.
Hey guys, I got with 4 girls tonight. What'd you do?
Gross. So what's Ike's type? If he has a preference on feeding.
Young, hot, and dressed like her father would hit her if he found out.
Fantastic.
Accurate or double accurate? Double accurate.
Oh my god, CS.
Oh my god, Duel the Devil in the Hunter game, that would be great. Especially since I'm going to be a Catholic priest. Like, can Catholic priests have mohawks? This is a conundrum. No, Zimbani seems to think no, but like I know.
I happen to have a brother that is a Catholic priest.
I know the Pope though. I read a tweet about him once, so we're good. If I could do that CS, I would fucking love to do that. Unfortunately, I have what's known as a bitch voice, so it's hard to be taken seriously. I'll try though. I'll try.
I will say one of our PCs, his both physical description and kind of background really kind of fits Anderson. I was even joking with him about it. I was like, that's so very Alexander Anderson.
What kind of car does Ike want? A blue one that goes fast. He doesn't know shit about cars, but now he's surrounded by people who are into them, so he wants to be cool too. He's like, do I have to like dominate someone at the DMV to even get a fake license? Like, he's not even sure what the next step is, but he's like, I'm gonna buy a car, I'm gonna fit in with the Lasombros and Angel, and we'll have something to talk about. He's literally like this, I'm going to buy a bonding experience. He wants a car, young and sexy, it looks like its manufacturer would hate it for being painted red. I want those insurance premiums to be way fucking up. 2 doors and pitch, like, fire engine red. Hell yeah. That'll be the next thing he's going to be hitting the doctor up for. So thanks for helping with my cell phone bill. I didn't know about this thing called car insurance. Can you help me out with that? I mean, the doc makes, what, $9,000 a month? She's good for it.
4 resources. I think that's about it, yeah.
Yeah, I think I looked in the book. That's $9,000 a month. She's got it. She's fine.
My favorite real quick, though, was one time I asked Modi in our other game, like, if I have 4 resources, can I buy an amusement park? He was like, a small one.
When will I just start milking Kim for money? Never. He needs the money because he likes things. Money itself is pointless. If you were like, dude, bro, I need more money or I can't do this, be like, oh, that's fine. I'll go find more. I was thinking, how dark can this stream get? Because I know a great way for Ike to make money that is very illegal and no one will talk about it. And it can be used for extortion, which is right up Ike's alley. Call that when he's extorting old men.
You're a terrible person.
No, I'm not. Ike needs to make money. I've thrown every thread in the world out there, like, someone give Ike a way to make work, and no one's done it, so I'm like, fuck it.
That's not true. You denied taking some work that was offered to you.
Okay, I didn't fail to steal drugs and get blood bonded to the set. No, that was a bad job, and I'm gonna say +1 to Ike.
Nope, I'm just saying you had a way to make money and you backed out.
He did pick up the job, which was help the guy fix that who failed at stealing drugs and made money off of that, though.
Stop.
It's like hedging your bets.
Alright. Let's get back to the game since I don't have a ton of time left myself. But I'm going to get you guys in good positions for the next game, which is going to be the same night. So unfortunately, one of those sets of weeks where it's going to be the same night for 3 games. Because I liked you all too much to say no to having 6 players. Alright, real quick though. Let's see. Articus, did you just braid your beard? Awesome. Let's finish up with the
beard tails?
Yeah, that's not braided, that's beard tails.
We're not gonna finish up with the Bruja boys tonight. This definitely feels like it's gonna go on a little bit longer, but let's carry you guys on a little bit longer. Carry on, my wayward sons. So, Nate and Claudia have made it into the apartment. Nate, did you actually do Philip, or are you looking like yourself?
No, I did Philip, sorry.
Okay, just wanted to make sure, because I don't think we said it out loud. I assumed. So you followed Warren and Chen, as you found her name out was the young Asian lady, into the living room, where you also see the more snarky lady that had been speaking to you earlier. And one other lovely young black lady that has a more semi-futuristic style to her. She doesn't say anything, just gives a slight nod. So Warren motions for you guys to have a seat. The couches aren't super disgusting, but obviously very old. Probably, you know, thrift store picks or a couple decades old, either way. And he sits down looking a little nervous, though the 3 women seem a bit more calm and collected. He kind of taps his fingers on the armrest a little bit. So, what are you here from Dominic for? You said you were delivering something?
Delivering is all figurative. You're again, he'll pause and look at the 2 other than Chen that he hasn't, that are, there, and just be like, just double checking. They're cool, right?
Besides the more made-up, like, high-style woman who just gives barely a smile, the other 2 women give a slight chuckle and go, we're closer with Dominic than this one. We're cool. That's from the young Asian lady, Chen.
So, Dominic has been making, you know, some gains down in Brooklyn, pushing product and other things, and has found a couple new sources of revenue, a couple new sources in order to get into the area, to boroughs and whatnot, and push his product. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, of course, Warren says.
Speaking of which, this is really important, but where exactly in New York is Warren?
He is going to be in Morningside Heights, close to the Bronx, which is more Setite territory.
So close to the Bronx, but is he... is that in between Brooklyn and Bronx?
So Bronx is...
Or Manhattan, sorry.
So Bronx in general, and especially South Bronx is like all really like Setite territory. Very north of Manhattan, called Morningside Heights, is slight Setite territory. It was that way before the war. So during war, negotiations between the Camarilla and the Setites, and while they were working together, they said, no, keep Morningside Heights, that's fine, that's yours, like, just don't move south.
So look, it's we're making moves south, if you know what I'm saying. Like, we're looking into progressing. Dominic has a new inn, like, you don't gotta worry about the establishment down in Manhattan. Like, we're making inns, and I've come to give you a little bit of orders, a little bit of reassignment that we're starting to push south. Do you understand? Quit with all those damn tens.
God dang.
You're not lucky. Stop rolling like lucky.
Someone got a botch, though.
I'm sorry, I think you mean rolling like box?
Seriously. Chen, the young Asian lady's gonna frown a little bit, watching you for a second, and just gonna say, I got your name, and you're from Dominic, but, clan? Ghoul? And the young, black woman, the snarky one, who had the longer hair and the top hat, is gonna cut her off and say, absolutely, Kendra, that's not a ghoul. The, other woman who had the, heavier makeup and more fancy clothes is going to get up and try to walk over to you, but like trip and obviously looking like insanely embarrassed about it. And the two other women are actually gonna like help her up suddenly and be a bit distracted in, the fact that she looks, kind of mortified and that she just did that in her nice new heels. And Warren's going to look more and more stressed and intense.
I see that somebody doesn't have celerity, or else they would have been a bit more graceful with that. But to get back on track with everything.
All
yes.
three of the women turn snapped heads at you and kind of glare. Claudia's gonna just pinch your arm a little bit. It's like, hey, that's not nice.
Sorry, to get back to the business. Like, I apologize if that was a bit rude, but let's get back to business. Yes, Dominic has a bit of kindred insight into, now that I know that I'm free to speak freely amongst you all, yes, he has a bit of kindred insight into the Camarilla in Manhattan, and we're able to start pushing south. The borders don't mean what they used to.
Roland, standing outside the door, listening, I feel like you'd probably be able to get most of this. Real quick, give me a perception alertness at... Just give me that roll at 5, because it's a shitty apartment. It's not like it's well insulated or anything like that.
You said perception alertness versus 5?
Yeah, I just was
Yeah,
like,
the
just
good
see
roll.
what you got. I've been in those apartment buildings. You can hear everything.
Ooh.
I did say Bronx.
You said what?
So,
Don't know what you're saying then, cost.
Okay. But yeah, I got a botch.
ooh. Oh, that's right. You've got like nothing.
Yeah, you remember I have no. Yeah, I'm not very alert. I'm just a good talker.
All right, darling. Well, you were maybe leaning a little too close to the door and got a little too antsy about trying to hear exactly what they were saying. And you're like a stray cat came running by, freaked you out, and your full body hit against the door loudly, alerting everyone in the apartment. And because I gotta get to everybody else, that's where we're gonna pick up next week.
Cool.
Fuck this shit.
Love you, my Bruja boys.
The show.
All right. Angel Kim Felix. Felix, you were speaking to them. I think you may have hung up though, and you were trying to look into your rituals.
Yes.
Do you have them
Probably.
ready? If you don't, we can work on that later.
The rituals?
Well, what you would look up with a picture and a last name.
Yes, I do actually have that ritual. It requires if I remember correctly, a white satin ribbon. Why white? Don't ask me why, but this is the Tremere.
How about we do this? I'm gonna have Angel and Kim get to the club. We'll start that scene. Get yourself ready to do a little bit of Tremere magic. We'll have Angel and Kim get to the club. Go back to Felix for a little bit, and then we're gonna finish up with Ike, who's gonna, go get himself into a little bit of extra trouble. So, Angel and Kim, you guys both stop at a super late night boutique. They will actually dress and buy new clothing at that time of night, because the Toreador knows sometimes you just fucking need it. So Angel has been handily dressed, apparently.
I just finished drawing it, actually. Hold on.
No, I just love when you were on the phone with Felix and you're like, no, stop. Get not that high. Perfect. And Kim, did you decide to actually pick up something at this place, or did you just dress in? Okay, so you picked up a nice little slim something.
It's like a little purple dress. Hold on, I'm posting it to DeviantArt so I can post it in the chat. Hold on a second.
Nice. All right, well, Angel then. So you finished up getting your nice little suit. Kim will also get a nice dress. You guys are going to head down to the Rose Petal, which is a nice club/restaurant bar. Definitely upper class. Not that it necessarily has any Michelin stars or anything, but, acts like it does.
All right, here it is.
So, real quick, I want to find the hoitiest music I have. Nope.
Oh, come on, that one's so good.
Oh, it's sad piano. That's good.
It was going to be a joke drawing this, and then I actually tried. And
I love it.
oh no.
So you show up at the restaurant clubbish thing. When you first enter, there's like 3 hostesses that will.
I feel like-
try to.
I feel like so I assume they have a valet.
Oh sure.